I could hit the unmute button if I wanted to. Hi, everybody! Welcome back to Run the Flood, our weekly Shadowrun 5e game here on Table of Horrors. I am so smart and so intelligent, and absolutely had not set up the browser to do music. It's fixed now.
So professional.
We are the most professional here. We are doing this. I cannot believe that I have been streaming for 2 years. So
No, intentionally getting the scuff out of the way early.
True.
So it doesn't
Yes.
pop up
You know
later.
what? That's what we're doing.
We are
We're sliding that
professionals.
stuff.
This is how we behave. Therefore, this is professional behavior.
This is professional behavior. All right. So, hi everybody. I am your Cosmic GM Softanomicon, and I am joined by my beautiful, wonderful friends and players. Mojave, played by Daybreakathon. Morningstar, played by Therissa Rave. Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodon. Anxiety, played by Slippery Nosferatu. And Jason, played by our resident thirst trap, Noscavian. When we last left off, the party had, with the push of what appeared to be a Matrix ghost, followed a bit of a pathway to a location with a bit of a curious nature to it. Upon finding their way in, they discovered a lot of garbage. A lot of garbage. A lot of dead bodies, burned corpses, and a magic circle. In that manner of trying to investigate it, a lot of things happened. A lot of ghosts showed up. And currently, our beautiful snake hacker is completely unconscious with an impressive amount of damage. Hell yeah. We now learned what jacking out is. So, as we're going to come in, Morningstar, you are obviously out. Your mind is taken by unconsciousness. Out of the Matrix, you are rebooted, basically. And you are dreaming. It's messy. It's a painful dream. It's the kind of dream the body does when it's exhausted. It's like those last moments. It's here in your mind you realize you almost died. That was not so simple. That was... You almost witnessed the other side. Not the Foundation, not even the Astral, just feeling like nothingness. And as you lay there, your mind slips away to a little memory. You hadn't had these kind of memories in a while. There's been so much chaos, so many things to think about. But you find yourself back at the lab. You're only maybe 16. You've just finished one of your, at this point, weekly tests. Physical, mental, stress. You're tired. And you come back in to one of the only times you get to spend time with your actual siblings. In this room, there are 4 people. The 4 siblings who are not necessary to be medically isolated. Lawrence, Mikhail, Victor, and Sammy are your 4 siblings. All males. Only maybe one is a viable one, and that's Lawrence. They are maybe between the ages of 15 and 9. All younger than you, obviously. Some of the only other generally functional. They're playing games, keeping each other busy. And you sit down, say hi to them, go over, and kind of, as your memory shifts and twists, goes one way, then another, and you find yourself sitting cross-legged, your tail around you, with a book. And you're reading out loud. Your brother's excitedly listening as it's some of the only entertainment that they really can get. That's not just reading alone or playing. They get to spend time with you. You finish reading and you find yourself leaned back against the bookshelf. It's uncomfortable, but something about it is familiar. Let your mind wander into the Matrix, into the facility systems. And that's where you get to talk to your other siblings, the ones that share that technomancer ability, including one named Timmy. You have never been able to see him. He has always been locked away, and you don't even know why. But Timmy talks to you very calmly. You know that he's about your age, maybe only a year older, maybe a year less. It's hard to tell. But you know his body's not the strongest, and he basically just sort of, gives you a breakdown of what he and his side of the siblings have been doing. Just sort of expressing that they've also been going through some recent testing. You remember this, and you remember that this is one of the events that you heard that the only other female sibling you had, your only other sister, did not survive one of her tests. At 19, her body finally gave out. This is not an uncommon thing at the facility. There are many siblings that you will never meet, and even if you knew them at one point, they're gone before you can ever spend time with them. Calm Timmy down, he calms you down. Then you hear an alarm that means lights out, and you both know you have to get out of the system before they do their check. And so you do. And this is a moment that something snaps. After listening to him, looking at your 4 brothers you share this cell with, knowing another one of you has died, you remember this moment. It's the moment you made that decision. We are getting out of here. All of us. And I'm gonna make sure that happens. And in your unconscious state here, it's just this constant memory of your siblings. And you spend most of your unconsciousness here flitting through those memories. Some younger, some older. That is where your mind is as you recover. We will slide away from this into the above world, into the waking world. All of you are there with an unconscious Morningstar currently laying down. What are you all doing?
Doctor things.
Want to roll first aid?
Liam's watching Scale's brain leak out the side of her head after he just was like, hey, maybe let's keep our brains in, hey? But hey, shit happens. She meant well. He's just like, God damn it. What the fuck?
What did I just say?
For flavor, I whoever's closest or within close enough eye shot to see it, she is unconscious, but she is crying. There are tears leaking out of her eyes.
Doctor things intensify.
Because what she's dreaming, you guys don't know that's what she's dreaming about, but because of what she's dreaming, I think her body still reacts,
Yeah. By Doctor things, we are 100% if bringing Scales back to the med kit so that I can use the whole thing. I would like to apply that to my role. We are using those. Which
so heavy, Mojave. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can.
we have a team.
That's true. That's true. You have a medical team. Never mind.
The troll mech will help.
True. Forgive my outburst. I'll go fuck off. Sorry.
Yeah, whether we are bringing Scales to the medkit or the medkit to Scales, one way or the other, there is a meeting here that is going to happen because I would like to do that thing, if that is okay. Which would put my roll up to, what was it, +8, yes?
Yes.
Cool.
God damn. And if I'm not incorrect, the first aid kit increases your limit as well?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, it does. Okay, let me go do a check of character sheet. Because, actually, no, I know it is. That's 5 physical damage. So Morningstar, heal 5 physical damage. Because I want to say in this situation, it should heal the physical first.
Mm-hmm. So now all I have is 4 physical, and then all my stun is filled up.
Mechanically speaking, can I do more first aid, or is this the point where magic has to step in?
So, the weird thing is, the magic would be able to do the non-fade. Well, not the fade. This is one of those really weird situations.
Because we have
What?
both. I would like to apply both to my good friends. Rules? Physics?
I'll say right now, yeah, you could. I think you would do the magic now, but if I am not incorrect, all of Morningstar's stun is from Fade.
Yeah,
So
that's what actually fucking killed her, you know?
So the magic will not be able to heal the Fade, but the magic will be able to heal the physical damage.
Yeah, which I still have 4 boxes worth, so.
And if I'm not incorrect, sleeping it off like this will heal the stun, as you're unconscious. So you're basically sleeping it off. Your stun will disappear as you waken.
Yeah.
Because you suffered the stun.
I went through the trial, yeah.
Yeah, Mojave's just like, he's doing the doctor thing. Absolutely stone-faced, 100%, 112% on the job. I don't know where that 12% came from, but gosh darn, he found it and he is applying it to this job. Up until the point where there is nothing more he can do with medicine as a science, and the only choice to help Scales further is to get weird with it. And that is the point where, just turns. Claudia, you still got juice?
Yeah, I still got some.
You're better at the spell casting than me. You can heal her.
Yep. So Cloudy had been looking over at the other body that was about to complete the ritual for a little bit, just looking him over, but once it gets called over. And cool watery palm pushes against Morningstar's quite frankly, like right along her forehead. And Magica Magoo.
Really?
Claudia out here laying on hands.
Hey. Love to see it.
Mojave watching like a hawk.
Let's go with you. Heal up the rest of your physical.
Yep, your
Woo!
physical is healed. You are now
Nice.
only dealing with your stun, and when I say that you have awoken, you will be perfectly fine with your stun.
Yeah, I think that, her wounds heal between the two. But she stays knocked out.
Yeah, checking her pulse, the faint, almost imperceptible sigh of relief when a little bit of color comes back to those scales.
Yeah, I think you guys see the rainbow sheen that is there. It's less her like sort of emotion color changing stuff, and just now like light is hitting her scales and you can see the rainbow. I think even though she's knocked out, you know that she is better than she was, because her tail starts to curl inward. In what would be, I think, like a regular person's body, them going into fetal position. But she's a fucking snake, so her tail curls up around her.
I will put this. Everyone who is currently looking at Morningstar will see this. Morningstar is completely healed up. You see that rainbow sheen. But there is something left over. Along Morningstar's side, starting all the way at the top and heading all the way down the tail, Morningstar now has a stripe along the right side of purely black scales. They do not have a shimmer. They do not change. Just right down the side, all the way to the tip of the tail. It's like the LED light has gone out in a strip of a screen. It's just emptiness.
Dead pixels.
Dead pixels. Mm-hmm. And Morningstar, I'll say, when you wake up, obviously whenever that occurs, you will notice this, and it is permanent. This is now a permanent distinguishing feature. In fact, you can actually mark this down in the quality section as a distinguishing feature.
Okay. Gee, I wouldn't have known which giant snake lady it was before.
I know.
But that giant snake lady has a stripe. Gotta be.
I know, but you still gotta make sure you understand, even if it does just sort of double on top of everything.
No, that's fine. Where do I put this?
Hold on.
Positive and negative qualities.
Well, we know how sheets work.
I bet it improves her speed because racing stripes always make you go fast.
Yeah, but Morningstar, core sheet.
Yeah,
got it.
And then,
Perfect.
right.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay. Distinguished.
distinguishing feature.
Yeah.
A very distinguished feature.
Yeah, it's a very distinguished serpent.
Yes, I imagine this is a negative.
It is a negative quality,
Yeah.
as it makes you obviously more identifiable.
If it was a distinguished feature, it
Be
would be a
positive.
salt and pepper stripe.
I would have a gray stripe.
Yeah,
I
that
would
gray,
have a gray stripe.
Jesus.
Got that gray stripe down your body.
We have fun here.
We have fun. Yep,
Okay,
that is
fantastic.
That is the only thing that has occurred now that Morningstar is healed. And Morningstar, honestly, because when you wake up, your stun's going to be gone, you could clear your stun track.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to wake up still with it.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, I think there's even, like, after Cloudy does his thing, he lays on hands, the magic clearly takes effect, and we have done all we can for Scales. Mojave just sort of, like... There's the one last, like, the gesture as though he was smoothing back hair, although she does not have that, but that same sort of, comforting touch before he sort of pulls back. We've done what we can at this point. It's just a matter of rest. This ain't looking good. We need her if we're gonna do this. Scales can do stuff none of the rest of us can.
I have a question for the storyteller.
Yes?
Remind me, Katie is not fully free yet. She's still kind of stuck in her coffin, yeah?
Uh,
Or did it, like, because I know it had started to break, but I don't know if she's still stuck where she can't go to.
I'll say Morningstar can't tell because Morningstar's passed out. But
yes.
Katie, I would say that in, like, above table, the coffin appears to have broken. Katie did appear for a moment, and then Katie has disappeared and is not reappearing.
Okay, got you. I just needed to know. I needed to know for my own edification.
Mojave just sort of looking around at the others. All right.
Good job taking care of Scales. Looks like they're gonna pull through.
Yeah. So what we've got here is a bit of a forced rest. Jay, if you got any tech you want to tinker with, now's the time.
So, what could I work on? Is there anything that needs repaired?
Poor Liam's bike.
Well, yes.
His bike's in shambles. There's also a half-completed ritual in the room. Like, just saying.
Like the ritual, the second ritual has not been awoken, and yeah, Liam's bike's still fucked in the back of the van.
Yep.
Do you want me to go complete the ritual?
Slow turn to look at Jay.
Also slow turn to look at Jay.
I'm doubtful that you could, but intrigued that you may.
No.
Oh,
No.
it sounded like that was like a tech thing, but it doesn't make sense to me. If it's not tech, that's not for me. I think I'll work on the bike instead.
Yeah, you do that.
I'll start working on Liam's bike.
You trundle up the staircase back to the thing, and you can get into the van to start. You got your little side tools, and you start working on Liam's bike. Roll a thing for me. Hold on. I'm brain.
Automotive mechanic?
Yes, thank you.
So correct me if I'm wrong. If I roll mine first to help him, I can apply my hits to his pool.
Yes.
Not that he fucking needs it, but I'll be happy with my bike.
Yeah, you roll automotive mechanic first, and then we'll add your hits to hits.
One bonus die. You're so fucking welcome.
There you go.
A raindrop in an ocean of skill that was not at all required.
And yet,
before
every
I
drop
roll
counts.
this,
Yeah?
I might have a bonus to it. I need to double check what Grease Monkey and Gearhead do.
Oh,
Gearhead is a pilot thing. It's not that one. What about Grease Monkey?
feel like that one should be.
Gain +1 dice to any skill test using skills from the engineering skill group. I'm pretty sure this falls under
mechanic
that.
does count.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a +2.
Yes.
1 from my skill, 1 from anxiety. Oh, great. Have you ever seen a roll that bad, guys?
So here's how I help, right? He's messing with it, and the fuel line just catches fire, and I've got the extinguisher, and I just give a little squirt. From the sideline.
So here's what happens. So you go up to try to fix the bike, and you're like, okay, now this is easy. It's a fucking motorcycle, right? But the thing is, even though the motorcycle's been strapped down, it did go through a large crash. And so for just re-roll from Celisk if you want to re-roll that automotive mechanic.
Ah, Celisk, a man of culture and a casual bike enjoyer.
If I had edge, I'd use it, but I don't. Automotive mechanic +2. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's so good.
Thank you, Celisk.
Thank you, Celisk. Oh, I will actually say something because I completely forgot about this. It's in my notes. I'm staring at it. Every single one of you, give yourself back 1 of your edge.
Oh, cool.
Oh. I never spent mine. Where's my incentive?
Spend yours more.
Shit! That really zigged where I thought it was going to zag. I'm not going to lie.
It's gone.
Yeah, everyone gets 1 of your edge back. That can get their edge back.
And clearly, Liam is not edgy enough.
I am not edge maxing. That's true.
Perhaps
The-
he can gain an edge.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
the-
he's looks maxing. That's it.
He's looks maxing. See, mogging
right.
everyone right now.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Hey, the ST said it, not me. You all heard it.
Okay. Well,
I will leave.
I'm so okay. I will not be referring to any form of brain rot anymore. Please forgive me. That's Pixie. I don't know. That's something you gotta ask Liam if he's into that. All right. We'll no longer say those phrases again. So, honestly, the bike got fucked up, but like, not that fucked up. 5 is pretty damn good. There's a bit of still, obviously, like, one of the front panels, you just kind of got to get a new one. You're not going to be able to fix the busted plastic, but you can fix most of the mechanical parts and just sort of reset things in place. So, the bike's drivable. It just has a little bit of, like, surface damage.
Yo, Liam. I got this thing mostly running. It's not as like beautiful as it was before. That's all cosmetic. It's got some scratches. There's some plastic bits that are broken. But hey, all the moving parts, it's all golden now.
Of all people, I will not judge based on appearances.
Yeah, it's just got character now.
Yes, flavorful.
Yeah, with all those scratches, you should name this bike DJ.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got discs. I point to the wheels.
true.
All right, maybe that name's not great. Okay, fine.
I mean, maybe we get a decal. We put it across the back.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
we call it disc jockey, right? We just
Yeah,
we just
disc
go.
jockey.
We really go for it, you know.
Or better yet, maybe like disc stallion, and then you can be or something dark stallion or dark horse, and you can be the disc jockey that rides the horse.
May God come in as an idea and give you the phrase shock jock.
Shock jock.
I am so fucking tired of all of you, actually.
We'll
Yeah,
workshop it. We have to run it by our HR department.
I'm gonna say, as they are doing that, Mojave is just aggressively
Yes.
ignoring that entire conversation.
Of
turning
course.
to Cloudy, like
This
We're gonna-
ritual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pick up the body, moving over. I can't levitate it, so it's like carefully trying to position it. And Mojave, go ahead and get the legs. And we'll go ahead and position it so that way it's like in line with the others. And then stand back.
this is Cloudy's area of expertise.
Of course. So you're able to carefully maneuver the body, and clearly you can tell that ghosts-wise, they have clearly scattered, as none of them have tried to appear to stop or do anything. But you're able to pick up the body, move it over carefully. You are able to lay it down, and it takes a minute looking around, realize, oh, okay, hold on. There's clearly a pattern here. You kind of move some limbs over, which is a little weird. This is a bunch of charred dead corpses, but okay, it's
What
fine.
else is new?
What else is new?
It's chalky bones. It's a little bit papery. I'm glad I have gloves.
It's worse
but
than your
yes.
juice.
hmm
So, the circle has been completed. You both step back. And Cloudy, I am gonna give this to you, as not only have you activated that top circle by accident before, but you do recognize the main spell here. The circle's completed, but it doesn't currently have any energy. But you're fairly certain. All it
A
needs,
levitate should do it.
all you need is to give it that last levitate.
A very low power levitate. And just more feeding it into it than actually like I could probably use something else, but levitate works.
God damn!
Push.
So you open your arms, let your magic flow, and carefully push the magic in as to not levitate a body or overshoot the circle.
Yeet!
As the levitate magic enters into this part of the circle, you watch as that first layer seems to float and snap and shatter. The fire spell with the glue, all of it seems to dissipate. And then you watch as an entire ring forms in this silvery, almost electrified color. And as the ring forms, you hear the grinding of concrete against concrete. As the disc in this center levitates up, falling along that line, pulling up all the bodies alongside it. And it levitates upward to, I'd say, about 10 feet above the ground. And you can see that the concrete here is 3 feet thick. It is a lot of material, which does make you nervous by just the logic of how strong this spell is, given how much weight is currently being moved.
And how long it's been since it was done.
Yes. I'll just say, you'll notice it immediately because you do have your power connected. You do have control over this disc. You don't know for how long, but you are connected to the levitate spell and are able to control where that disc goes. Currently, it's just floated upward. You're not sure how long that old of a spell will stay. So if you would, I assume maybe you'd want to
Put it
shift.
down gently.
Flip it. So we can see that, like, or just look up underneath it. Like, there was a second, like, spell diagram, right?
So the first spell diagram basically broke when the levitate spell went off, and
Got
the
it.
second one is just a mass levitate spell.
Okay. Then I guess just move it off to the side and slowly put it down.
Just gently set it down. Now
You
that
hear the concrete crunch.
yes, hear that concrete like crunchy noise of the dust. But as this has been pushed aside, you're able to see into this circle in the ground, and it's. I mean, obviously, it was carved via astral means, but it is laser pinpointed of how easily this slipped in. But as you look down in, you can see that this concrete layer seemingly is covering up the top of some sort of metal structure, with underneath, obviously, a hatch not dissimilar to like the kind you would find on a submarine or something, where it's a cranked valve to open.
Or some kind of very, very high-tech bunker.
Yes. You have discovered the bunker.
The bunker.
Little text pops up in the corner.
The bunker.
Can't sleep. There are enemies nearby.
Nearby.
All right. So, Jesus.
So what do you make of this?
You said you kind of knew what this was for, right? Talking about Horizon?
So could you say that again? My brain just threw those words out the window.
So you said you knew part of what triggered this, right? Horizon?
Maybe. Yeah, yeah. They was taking out technomancers. These folks practically worshipped her. Wanted to make sure she didn't get swept away with the rest.
Well then, we might just have another Colorado. Another massive server farm, or maybe some technomancers in stasis.
She
be
was
anything.
dead. She was dead. Whatever they got, she was.
Hmm. Was she the only one?
Only one they worshipped? I mean, she was the only one that was talking about.
But is she the only one down there?
Guess we're gonna have to find out. Probably. It's one of those things we should probably wait for Scales.
Mm-hmm. And our brand new troll fighter mech. And our wall walking spider should be very useful.
Yeah. In the meantime, we gotta sit, we gotta rest. You take it easy. You've done a lot lately. I think I'm gonna go for a little fly around the city, check in on some friends.
All right. Bring Finnis back up.
I won't say no.
Dog whistle.
If you remember, you don't really got a dog whistle.
Oh, I know.
Mojave left his regular hat outside, and his hat is now Finn.
Well, Finn did
Right.
leave
Forget about
my
that.
head to go extinguish
True,
Cloudy
that is
after he got
true.
set on
So-
fire.
Yes.
Finn is, that's right. Finn's basically laid down in the corner. You whistle, and he gets up like, oh,
Actually, that brings. I have a very important question.
yes,
Are you still wearing that stupid Band-Aid, Cloudy?
yes, he is.
Cloudy would not. Like it's. Have you ever had your your glasses left on top of your head? You kind of forget they're there.
Yep.
It's even worse when you don't realize, hey, where are my glasses?
Yep. Yeah, Mojave is not acknowledging it. That was not a Mojave question. That was a Daybreak needed to know. I am
Yeah,
so sorry.
Yeah, no. Cloudy does not have. Has been focused on other things. But will pat Mojave on the shoulder. Actually, you should probably crash in the. Well, where's everybody else? Back of the
Working on the
amphibious. Okay. You should probably crash there before heading out in other ways.
Yeah. Right.
And Cloudy will go ahead and join the Morningstar and Dreamland for as long as needed.
Gonna go take a nap.
Gonna go take a nap. Put his little helmet on. Set it to storm sounds. Black out the face and just.
Oh, land like an old man on a plane. All right, then that means currently up is Mojave. You wanted to slip away into flying around the city a bit?
I mean, I do think first I am going to just swing by, check on Liam and Jay, and make sure they haven't, I don't know, invented a new brand that's gonna be the next side hustle.
No. Liam is. I mean, we're in a spot where people are taking power naps or they're just unconscious differently. So he's definitely keeping an eye out because two people are very vulnerable. And mech and bird medic aside, that would be a rough first fucking round if we got caught out. So he's head on a swivel, kind of scouting the area, just a general wander. A meander, I would say.
I do love a good meander.
Yeah, Jay is just sitting there kind of in his mech, just kind of chilling out. He's got his sensors on, just kind of keeping an eye out, but not really doing much.
Yeah, I think before I do fly out, I will, to Jay as well, but mostly to Liam, the sort of designated watchman, just, hey, I'm, gonna be heading out in a minute, just letting you know. Gesturing upwards, clearly, like...
Yeah, sure.
And, in general, a lot's been happening lately. I didn't get the chance earlier. Say thanks. Well, you've been on my shadow lately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
When things get hot, I feel a lot better knowing you're standing behind me.
I feel better standing behind you as well because, sometimes an emotion's over to the unconscious, soaked in blood, pickled snake. If something happened to you, this would just be a double fatality, So, hands on shoulders, gazing down upon him. I got you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Sort of pats his arm. Why is my human brain fritzing? I had words. What was I about to say? I don't remember anymore.
It's because your character is gazing upon a fuckboy and your natural anatomy is rejecting its existence.
You think I am the least bit affected?
It's the rejection. It's the antithesis of everything you are. You think this man's an author? I don't think so. You think he really
That's why I played canoe.
True.
Yeah, no. There's just the pat on the arm and just the nodding. I'm gonna go conk out a bit. The nod of unspoken.
Hey, yes. Squeeze in between the other two, We'll make it real comfy.
Instead, he goes and I think sits down, probably leaned up like against the van, retrieves his hat to pull it down over his eyes, and we're gonna slip off.
You retrieve your hat? Like your regular hat?
Yes.
So, I'll just put this. You go to retrieve your hat. Your hat is not where you left it. Your hat is instead on top of the van. And when you go to reach for it, the hat gets up and moves a little bit. If you are to investigate and lift the hat, you find a slightly translucent little blue crab. Steve has been in your hat this entire time.
I know he's a little racist piece of shit, but
Look, he's working on it. It's hard to be.
but I'm really happy that Steve was
Is
in your
he?
hat.
He's had no further character development.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw Steve at a rally. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
What were you doing at a rally?
It was on the news. It's terrible, actually.
Is that Steve with a PH?
Maybe. Maybe.
It is. It's Steve with a PH, in fact. Often confused for Steph, and he gets real mad about it.
Anyway, I pick up my hat with the little spectral crab.
Yes.
How you doing there, Steve?
He clicks at you and bubbles up a bit of foam. There's probably a slur in there somewhere, but mostly it's a hello.
Yeah, there is the eyebrow of disapproval. We are working on it, but there is a time and a place, and it is not at the end of all things. Listen. Sure don't gotta tell you things are heating up. You got friends, I'm sure. You mind telling them what we're up to here? Seeing what they can, if they can lend a claw?
He bubbles for a moment. He clicks a couple times. And then Out of nowhere, he slides his claw and comes out with a steak knife. And then clicks in affirmation as he scuttles out of your hands down the Amphibious and off into the ether.
Good man, that crab.
Unfortunately, Mother, I love him. He's so cute.
David,
I thought you
were dead.
I love him.
Yeah, I have in my phone just saved permanently a little crab with a cowboy hat, and that is what I am picturing as Steve.
Yes.
Yeah.
He really
He's
liked,
working on it.
You know, he really liked the hat. He really liked the hat. So before he leaves with his steak knife, he does in fact put on or manifest a tiny little cowboy hat and click-clacks ye howdy as he leaves.
Yeah. We are sending him off to rally the troops, and we are ourselves going off to rally the troops.
Also,
sending out
he
the
is
word.
going to a rally.
I will fight every one of y'all!
I'm so sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop. I promise.
Yeah, boy.
He will be working on it because we are not tolerating that in our crew.
He best.
Anyway. I would like to go off and touch base with our allies, if I may!
Yes, you may lay yourself against the van with your hat. Slide into astral projection and become a bird. Finn is next to you. He will follow.
Yeah, I actually think we were en route towards Vice, yes?
Yes, originally yes.
I think because that is where we are trying to head physically, I will leave Vice to last on this psychic visit because, I don't know, it makes sense to me. We are going to flit off. I think we've had the least contact lately with Papa Musa. We're going to go check up, see how things are on that front.
All right. So you lit off, Finn keeping pace with you as you fly. Finn showing he is very fast. You fly off towards the large white cocoon-like hive. There are threads that lead down around this area. In the physical world, this is around a Club Sunset, which is Papa Muse's base of operations, basically. All along the area, in every nook and cranny of this location, there are these little white, elegant praying mantises. And there are pale, and some look like orchid mantises, but instead of pink, there's just this very shimmery blue and gold. And, you know, they hop, flit, jump around. Some just sort of stand guard. Some see you, take a moment, and then look away.
Yeah, anyone that makes the approximation of eye contact here spiritually is getting the nod of greeting. We're waltzing straight on in.
Oh, yeah. You waltz in, and you find easily at the center of this hive-like structure on the astral plane, sitting at what can only really be described as a DJ booth of some such.
Mm-hmm.
It has many wires and cables that lead out into this thread-like structure, but on the inside it is a chair and what appears to be some sort of almost astral variant of like a mixing board and
Part of the party,
screen.
father of the music.
And you come in and he looks over, gets up, and just smiles and goes, "Hey, look at
Hey.
that."
Been a hot minute since we spoke. How things treating you?
Well, you know, not the best. There's a real bitch in town.
Yeah. My team's en route to the biodome trying to take care of things.
Oh, be careful.
Of course,
It's all
figured I'd let you
me.
know.
Of course, honestly, I figured that's what your team were doing. Good people, y'all. You know how to help.
If there's any way you can lend a hand, or any way we can help you, let me know.
Well,
We'd appreciate it.
I always want to help if I can. I know that currently, me and Vice got our people out there trying to do their best, keeping track of everything. I got my little helpers holding the front line while Vice keeps defense. He's always been good at that. I know some of us have set up safe houses, places to be careful on the physical world.
Good. Aside from the biodome, where are things hottest?
Currently, base of Vice. Vice
That
is
track.
doing his best to keep us safe out here, so all of it's settled right at the bottom of him. I'll be warning you. You're not going to be able to talk to him. He manifested. He goes quiet at that point. He's focused.
I'll see what happens when I swing by.
That's fair. I think if anyone's going to be able to get in there and get through to him, I think you could.
Appreciate the faith in me. And if there's any messages you need carried,
Actually, yeah. If you go see Vice, tell him to get ready. Something's happening. I can smell it.
that something's us.
That something's you, and I think something else. Oh! Good thing I actually got to say something. At least in the next hour or two, you might want to make sure you and your crew stay inside. Under a roof.
Thanks for the tip.
Y'all be careful out there now.
You too.
It's nice to see you. When all this is over and calmed down, you all come to Sunset. Free round of drinks for all y'all.
I can't wait.
The troll just puts a fist up in the air.
For some
no.
reason, Jason, you don't know why, but you put a fist in the air.
He can feel the vibes. He can feel the Brohan knows when we're talking parties, man.
Brohan, you feel the vibes, you don't know why, but you know a party will happen soon.
We will have a party. As soon as things are better. When next we meet Papa Musa, things are gonna be better. See you then.
Fly safe. And
Yeah, we are zooming off.
Oh yeah. And he turns away from you, sits back down as you fly off. Finn continues to keep pace, kind of like when he was in there, like Finn was like sitting around like a dog who doesn't really know what to do. He almost went to like eat something he wasn't supposed to. She
Get
flew
that
off.
mantis out of your mouth. Yep.
Ah. He just goes, ah, lets the mantis out, and then bolts off after you. Where-
Yeah. Next most notable spirit in the area, besides from Vice, is Rue. We are checking in to make sure that see how she's holding up.
Oh, yeah. So you follow around looking through the astral, and it's a little difficult to find Rue immediately, but you do. Her energy is very clearly near the Vice Hotel, not entirely in it, but a little bit aside of it. And you can definitely see blended, like a layer on top of a layer. You see that in the physical world there is basically the same thing that was seen around the Golden Wing. Cars, fences, makeshift barricades. And you can sense Rue's energy from within. And this is all physical, so you can slide right in. You're very close to Vice. This is right next to the big tree. But You can slide right in. When you near Rue, you'll actually notice another presence that you don't immediately recognize, but is very clearly similar to Rue.
Yeah. I believe once she mentioned having a brother.
Yeah, and it appears that they're just sort of both in there. Both are, I mean, obviously, they are only half spirit, so completely humanoid form, but they can see you, obviously.
Yeah, we are full on swooping in through the physical wall in the astral and crashing into the nearest unoccupied chair in shape of human.
That is, I don't know why, but that's really funny, because just Finn comes bolting through the wall after you, misses the chair, kind of skids a little bit, but comes back to sit next to your more humanoid form.
Yeah, no, full on swoop into a lounge.
Alright. You find Rue. She's very clearly frazzled. She's not holding her... She's not holding her mask the best. But she sees you. And she's... Ollie!
Hey, Rue.
Oh, you're okay.
How you holding up? I don't got long. I'll be.
Oh. We're
We'll be
surviving.
talking up after.
We have about 200 people here. But we're surviving.
Good. Me and my crew heading into the biodome.
Like, now?
Right this second? No, I'm here with you. But yeah. Now.
Oh?
Coming up on the base of ice.
Okay. Well, be careful. It's a lot. There's a whole army. There's a lot.
That's why I'm letting you know. Things get hot. That's what's going on. If there's any aid you can give when things pop off, be appreciated. And if there's any messages you need carried in the meantime, I got a minute.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I do have something. I know this might not be a good thing, but it kind of came with something she might need, so could you give this back? And Rue holds out her hand, and you see a small, little cyan, what can only be described as like a small egg shape. And astrally, like, you don't need a sensing. This is you could sense Morningstar's energy from this.
Yep. I'll pass it along.
She tosses it over to you astrally.
Catch. And I figured there's a basic like rundown update of like the things we've seen, the enemies we've faced, you know. And he would have also given that to Musa, the, you know,
Oh yeah. You're given
the
like
quick summary of the most recent episodes.
of
Monster that brainwash you and drag you in, etc.
you know, the breakdown of shit's fucked, dog.
Mm-hmm.
No, and
yeah.
obviously she's worried as hell as you tell her all of this. Like, clearly her... You notice a lot of the spirits' masks are not holding up. It's too much. This is a lot even for them, and clearly a lot of them are nervous.
Which is why I'm going around to all of them to bring them together. We are moving now. This is where we are going. This is where we will be. We are making our stand beside us.
You give this to Rue, and her brother, who, I mean, obviously in this whole dialogue, you do learn his name is Augustus.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you. Fucking...
Back to business.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Got it. Things pop off. We be there. God. Okay. I'm gonna go give people more food.
Yeah, I figured there is, before Ollie leaves again, the handshake, the greeting clap on the shoulder. We're being friendly, but curt business. I do not have time to make friends right now.
Of course.
And when we say our goodbyes here, speed of thought, before I go and check in to see what I can do with Vice, I am going to swing by the Golden Wing to see if Oscar is still in the city and how they are holding up there. I didn't have the chance to really check in before, but I might not have the chance again.
Yes. Obviously, astral plane, speed of thought. You're easily able to head over there. You make contact with Oscar. He's a little surprised, but
yeah,
kinda...
twin brother. Bird flies through the wall and pops into his twin brother. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Hey, Oz, how you doing?
Ollie, you know what? Fine. Good.
Don't worry about it. There's no time.
Okay. Then what the fuck you need, dog?
I'm here to check in how you're doing and to let you know me and my crew, we're headed to the Biodome, making a stand. Things popping off and we intend to be there to stop it. Any aid you can give when we get there, much appreciated.
I honestly wish I could do more, but it's all I can do to keep my people safe and a bunch of innocent people safe who ended up in the damn casino. Before I know business. But thank you, Ollie, for telling me. I made sure that Maya's not in the city. Neither is my little girl. They're both out.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to see you standing too. You understand why I didn't call?
Yeah, no, I get it. Don't worry. You stay safe out there too, okay? This shit's crazy.
We're out of the Biodome, Oz. No promises. There is that old Oliver grin is back on his face.
The fucking smile, I swear to God. Hey, I know you can't make no promises, but I just got to meet you again. Don't you fucking die.
I don't intend to, but somebody's gonna.
Now that I can understand. Don't worry, that makes sense. It better not fucking be me and it better not be fucking you, understand?
Seconded! And again, same details, same updates, same offer if there's any messages that need carrying. Talk shop, talk tactics, make sure all of the powers at play are, make sure the date is set.
Yes. Oz does not have any messages for you to send, but he does take all the information, and he says he can't really do a lot. They're just too far away and far too busy dealing with what they got to deal with.
Yeah, it's as much asking for help as being like, here are the monsters we faced. Here's what the spirits are doing. Just making sure everybody's on the same page so that everybody can think strategically about what they are doing next.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going off to Vice.
All right. So normally this would be a lot harder, but you've actually been through the walls before of this tree. You do know the little holes to slide into. And you are able to make it into Vice's poker room. It takes you a minute to find your way through. It's more convoluted and complicated, but you do make it into the poker room, though it has been modified a bit. Vice does not have a chair. There is no fireplace. Instead, it appears that Vice is in the wall. Wood surrounding most of his body. He is stretched into the wall.
Before I even try and speak to him, I know he was attacked before all this started. He has been facing the worst of it. Physically is the wrong word to use to describe a spirit, but like physically, how does he look like he's been holding up?
He looked like he's been holding up a good bit, but he still looks like someone who probably needed a little more time to recover.
Mm-hmm.
But he is still conscious and functioning and seemingly holding up against this kind of onslaught.
Okay. And does he seem like a state where, like, I can talk to him without interrupting something important and ruining everything for everyone?
He does not seem to be able to respond to you, or at least he does not choose to respond to your presence.
Okay. In that case, just in case, I will tell him, pass along the messages that I have been given. I will give him the updates that on just where everybody is and what they're up to, the information I've gathered so far. Not asking anything of him, just letting him know, hoping it sinks in. And the last thing will be, we're on the way. We're coming, Vice. Hang in there.
As you give him this information and the last line is given, you'll hear the sound almost like paper fluttering behind you. And if you were to turn to the poker table, a card has fallen onto the table. And it is a Joker card.
See you soon.
You are able to flit off.
Zoom!
Is there anyone else you would like to go see?
There. One last cursory check to see if I can make it out of the barrier over the city, if I can find a hole through to the vague half an idea at speed of thought to see if we can't make contact with those friends we made in the desert and get some outside help. But that's a long shot, and it's more like he's not putting serious effort into trying to make that happen, just seeing if he can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you're on your way back to the thing anyway, so you'll be able to kind of slide past and get to at least one of the edges of the barrier. The barrier still seems as solid as ever, but there's something off about it. Before the barrier was, sturdy and strong, it may have been uncomfortable and grotesque, but now there's parts of it that seem to be dripping.
It's
or just
so much worse when they're juicy.
Yeah, it's much more juicy now. And it's just kind of gently dripping in places. Parts of it are sliding off a little bit.
For sake of making my report, astrally, what does that look like? Like more than just surface level, but like actual sensing wise.
A sensing for me? Roll it.
Yeah!
Oh.
I got a 4.
It's subtle. It's very subtle. But you realize the barrier is flickering. It's so fast that it would be impossible to just force your way through. But it's very clear the barrier is flickering. It's not holding as strong as it was before.
Okay.
Something's happening to it.
Good to know. Pleased to be able to bring back that little tidbit. Yeah, no, having done this, gotten the flyover of most of the city, seeing where things are, how our allies are holding up, gathering that info. Now I'm headed back.
You will head back.
Zoom!
You will end up back at your body. And we are going to state that as Mojave arrives back, maybe only a little bit later, unless anyone else would like to do something specific, Morning Star, you may rise. It has been a good bit of time.
I rise. Yeah, I think she stirs, wakes up a little bit, blinks, and immediate looks around to see who's where, and get the sitch because she was fucking knocked out. So she wakes up and looks around to see what she sees.
I assume Cloudy's still
Crew.
asleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looks around and sees nap time.
Okay. Perfect. Everybody's
Uh,
sleeping.
Cloudy's definitely snoozing. I don't know what the other mech boyos are still up to, trying to fix up the bike or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is everyone? No. Well, when she sees that Cloudy is sleeping, I think she does like look at him for a moment in his funny helmet, and just make sure that like he's okay. And then she will sort of get up and slither to see.
So how does she do it? How does she make sure he's good?
How does she make sure he's good? I think she. Okay, in the very weird way that is her. She first is watching his chest to see if his chest is like rising and falling. And then I think she does something that she might get yelled at for, but things are shady right now. I would like to, if I can, get inside his helmet and see if it monitors his vitals to make sure that he's okay. Or is it just a regular ass helmet?
It is a biker helmet that basically has like some tech to like some more for AR VR kind of stuff. This one is just more AR, and it's just playing like rain and storm sounds and is blacked out across the front.
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing. If he's receiving this, these sounds and he's breathing, she doesn't see him like where he's actively bleeding or anything. So she's like, okay, cool. So I think she'll make sure he's good in that way, and then she will slither her way around the place, trying to figure out where everybody else went.
The moment that little snakehead pops out from the van, from atop the van, just upside down in her face.
Jump scare.
Ooh, jump scare.
I think she truly has a moment where she like, it's not, you know what? It's not even a jump scare, right? Like she doesn't jump or anything like that. All that happens is her eyes get wide, but her pupils, like one is blown out and the other is like real tiny. She like, her eyes glitch because she's like, oh fuck. Hi.
Hello. How do you feel?
Okay.
Come on. How do you feel?
Not fucking great, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel broken like I did when I first came out.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. Where is everybody? What happened?
Well, two of them should. Well, okay. So Mojave is sleeping by the wheel well, because I don't know. Cloudy was in there with you. Jay is over there, being very reassuring about my bike, and keeping watch with me. And I was up top.
You see a troll wave.
Her tail lifts and it waves.
The two of us made sure no one disturbed your slumber, and just salute upside down.
That's very kind of you. Very, very sweet. She like pokes her head out a little bit, like just past Liam to see Mojave knocked out by the wheels. And says, "Oh, he's probably in the astral. Yes, he's not.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him, right?
No, he was literally like, "Hey, I'm gonna go."
Oh,
be a bird, and then left.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
He fully checked in and cleared it with the rest of us.
Good. I am glad the lessons were learned
Minus
then.
you.
Right. Well, I was unfortunately knocked out, so I will forgive him this time.
Oh, that's good.
she's looking at him upside down, and says, "Have you heard from your?" No, I guess that doesn't make sense to ask. Would you like for me to see if I can check on your family?
I don't think you should do that. There is specifically situations in place to make sure no one can do that. Someone who gets through will be very noticeable, and then they would be attached to whoever that is, I think.
I don't mean looking through their things. I mean like checking LA, the news to see if
Oh, well,
just just general news. Make sure no one's in an obituary or anything.
yeah. Yes, I like the general search. Please, thank you.
Yes, I will attempt it. I don't know how this stuff is working. And she's like looking up at the weird shit that's around the city. Softy, am I able to sort of check the web for if there's been any like crazy shit at the university or like local news of LA?
I will say that at this point, you try to basically go for information out, and it does that little connection thing where it reaches out and stops. It does not seem, nothing seems to be able to get past the barrier or through the barrier, but you do notice that, like, clearly, like, you understand how the internet works. This is probably going to get real messy if this barrier ever goes down, because you can feel it. There is a lot of processes that didn't return. They're waiting. If this barrier goes down, everything that's queuing is going to go off at once and basically flood the system, and it's going to be a communication blackout. But instead of being because of that, no, it's going to be because there's too much traffic.
Yeah, it's basically
Thing
just a
where
huge influx.
Text doesn't send, and it doesn't send, and it doesn't send, and when it finally sends, it decides to duplicate itself 70 times in a row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to be messy.
She makes a face while her eyes are still like looking up at that weird barrier. Her like there's like a little almost like rattle sound inside of her chest. She looks a little bit annoyed, and she will say, "I can't get any fucking information because of that stupid thing. I'm sorry."
Well, there's no sense worrying about things we cannot affect until we can interact with them.
I wish that I knew how to do that. It is something I
Not
admire
easy.
about you.
It's very not easy. I meditate a lot. I'm sure you've noticed.
I have, yes.
I would suggest yoga, but I'm just
Well-
like look down the long length of her enormously noodle-shaped body.
She's just like, yeah, I guess
What
that's
would
yoga's
be
out
the-
the question.
What would be the fucking point, right?
Right. I mean, and honestly, I'm incredibly flexible. It would do nothing for me. Right. She like slithers a little bit out of the van. And will then look at your bike and say, "Well, it doesn't look too bad. It looks all right. It
I'll
can
be
use a paint
honest.
job."
I'll be honest. As long as we all get out of this okay, I don't give a shit about the bike. But if we do all get out of here just fine, yeah, I'm probably gonna paint the bike. Probably have Jay detail it and do a bunch of shit to it. And
Yeah, he's got a bunch of really cool stuff. I mean, you see the van. Saw the van before we
Yeah,
literally
about-
rolled it over.
we was talking about suction cup wheels the one time. I'm kind of curious.
Suction cup wheels, like
Or
to
something
get.
like that. I don't know.
Oh, well, I guess you could do something with like traction or whatever to get you like sticky, so you can not you. You don't need help with that. I mean, your bike, so that you could like ride up walls of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is Jay there?
Yeah, you're.
yeah,
I don't
you
think you're
They're
far.
having this
Jay-
conversation, and Jay, you just slide in like in the shot. It's those two, and you just rise from behind them.
The shadow of Jay. Right?
Just imagine, okay? you're doing
Yes.
your sneaky sneak thing, and
Yeah.
like as you're like scaling a building, you look over your shoulder, and right beside you is your bike, blacked out in autopilot mode, sneaking up right beside you.
You can make it. You can make it drive quietly.
I mean, there's got to be something like silencers. I mean, they have them for guns, you know. So maybe there's.
Your immediate hesitation makes me very concerned.
I'd have to check. I don't remember if I
Right.
can make it silent or not. I'd have to check.
Okay.
Well, at the
Yeah.
at the very least, you can have something to at the least like lessen the sound, if not remove it entirely. So I'm sure we
Yeah.
can find.
I mean,
something.
I could definitely give it a jet engine.
That's
if there's-
actually crazy, Jay. You cannot do that. That's not. It's not
If
at all
there-
feasible.
Is anyone who can do that? I do believe it is you.
I think if you put the jet engine on the back of a bicycle, I just don't know if Liam is quite capable and very strong. And she like kind of pats his arm. It's very very strong, but
Hey.
he is
the-
also a person.
Yeah, how
With
good
a-
are you at piloting aircraft?
with not at all. So
Okay, so maybe
here's
not
the
jet
thing.
engine.
no. Here's the thing: with the jet engine comes jet fuel, and as long as the primary engine is not the jet engine, the thing becomes a missile one time that I just have to aim generally and then hop off that bitch.
That's horrifying. You know that, right?
Hey,
That's
whatever.
so scary. That's actually so scary.
I'm a thrill seeker, baby.
I've noticed. She's just like, oh my god. Imagining Liam basically turning into a missile in the middle of the city freaks her out.
He does a sick backflip off of it at the last second. There's like the slow motion explosion, but because he's mid backflip, he's not looking at it. Where did the sunglasses come from? Who asked?
Totally not the GM currently taking notes.
Hey,
I just
listen,
the entire conversation, that noise it kept making with Mojave.
I really would appreciate fan art of that, and I'm gonna ask. That's me asking. And anybody who's watching and listening, if you do art, I would like fan art of this. Thank you so much. So yeah, I think she just kind of laughs because she's like Jesus. But then she will stretch, which probably looks real weird. So I think she turns around. I think she turns to like neither of them can see her like actually stretch. It's like normal at first, right? Kind of just like the arms up and like stretching. But then she kind of like folds in on herself, and then she does this like yawn, but it's not really a yawn. She's like stretching her jaw. And if you've ever seen snakes, if you've ever seen snakes unhinge their jaw, it's not cool or like
Specifically-
cute. It's
Specifically,
Scary.
everybody, if you want to know what we are picturing, it's called the green tree boa. Look at green tree boa yawning.
See, I'm just picturing
it's
It's adorable.
it's a horror show too. It's like they have basically two plates, and it just kind of like and separates itself, and then comes back into place. It's nasty. But she does it.
The emerald tree boas have the biggest teeth.
Yeah, she's got fangs. She just doesn't show them often. They do the little bendy back, so you can't quite see them when she's talking. But yeah, so when she does do that, she's not looking at you guys. She doesn't want you guys to see her fucking unhinged jaw. So she's like looking away. But her fangs do come out, and they're very large. And after she stretches, she puts her hands on her hips, and she's like, "All right. So, do you guys need to like sleep a little bit before we head out? Because we still have a job to do." Looking at Jay and Liam.
Oh no, I'm good. I can go for honestly
It's like-
like a couple days.
This is where the quiet rustle in the background as Mojave sits up straight, rights his hat, and stands.
It's really not good. She doesn't know that he's awake yet, and she's looking at Liam. She's like, "It's really bad for you if you don't sleep. You need to sleep. It's important."
I mean, I only need to sleep like 2 hours a night anyway for the full rest. Losing out on more than that is also decelerated.
What happens to you if you like don't sleep?
I get tired eventually, but nothing.
Okay, you don't like start hallucinating or
The
puke or
amounts.
anything crazy.
He'll right, puff his chest out and like really flex. The amount of
Mhm.
dedication I've put into sculpting, training my body and mind, allows me to forego worldly connections,
I see.
or at least slow down the ill effects of not having them. But it's why you've only ever seen me eat or drink once a day, maybe.
Mm,
Sleep for 2 hours, maybe. I could go for
I
longer.
see. Wow.
Yes.
That would be so convenient. In the most like dorkiest, nerdiest way. She's like, "Oh my god, how much I could get done if I didn't have to sleep." You know what I mean? Like she's just like, "That's so cool."
The shit
There's
I
so much
do-
more
where-
to day.
That is
That's
where
why-
Mojave announces his presence by, and that's why I wound up on Crank.
And
yeah, actually jump scares.
with, because I gotta pull this now, with Mojave awakening, we need to go to break a little bit early.
Hey.
And before we go on break, Jason, who are you and why do you exist? As we're going to have to say goodbye to you over the break.
I'm sorry. I am not Scavian.
We
I
were literally
played
just talking
Jason
about how
on
sleep is important.
Table
How dare you
Hearts.
apologize?
I have friends who write books, such as our very own Day Breakathon, who's written Woodbreaker and Windswept. Check them out. A friend who's written Bloodlust of the Bloodletting series, and a friend who's written Obelisk the Long Dream of the Violet Stars series. And I have a friend who does lo-fi beats on Lo-Fi Hive, I think. Yeah, check them out.
And with that, I'm gonna say we love you, Noskavian, and the rest of us will absolutely be back in just a little while. Hello, everybody. We're back from our little break. I had a little bit of scuff there, but I fixed it. I swear to God. You ever have that moment where you're just so confused
Always,
everything's
every day
fine.
of my life.
and everything's complicated and you don't know why? You've done it
Every
so many
moment is like
times.
that.
All right. When we left off with our intrepid individuals, everyone had generally come to consciousness. Mojave has awoken, and I'll say that the movement is definitely something that will have awoken Cloudy from his slumber. Oh, also Finn, full on dog pouncing on you to wake you up. So with Finn awakening Cloudy, everyone is awake and functional. We'll just say that Jay's in the background, existing as a person.
Yeah, I
So-
believe when we left off, I had just jump scared Scales by. And that's how I wound up on Crank.
Yes.
Yeah, that she actually like her whole body jumped. She's like, "Oh fuck," because she just wasn't expecting it. And then yeah, and then she turns to him, and I think I think she is aware of how she knows how close she was to death, and is sure that she scared Mojave really badly. So she just gives like a soft hi. And then she will go and give him a hug.
Yeah, he's quite obviously tired. You can tell by the fact that he's not smiling. He's his eyes aren't quite as hard as they were before, but they've yet to soften the way they ought to be. But the hug is returned, sort of a absent-minded pat on the back. Good to see you up. Now, I went, spoke to our allies, told them what we were up to, where we were going, what we were up to. I can report back, A, barrier is wavering. Don't know what's happening, but it's positively juicy right now. B, I was advised that we all get inside. Putting two and two together, I imagine we might be about to experience some weather.
Oh. Then Finn might be able to help with that.
I think it perturbs her a little bit to see Mojave as serious as he is, but under the circumstances, I think she doesn't make a comment on it, and she just nods, um, uh, and sort of, I guess, will look to. I don't know who. She doesn't know. I know this. She doesn't know, but she goes, "Did anything happen when I came back? Did you find anything?"
She made an appearance.
Oh,
She brought you back.
that explains. Okay.
Gotta be more careful, Scales.
I have not kept my promise to free my siblings. I couldn't leave her there, trapped in a glass coffin, because some idiots wanted to keep her there forever.
I held your soul in my hands.
I'm sorry, but she deserved to be free. Don't you think?
He just sort of looks around with the expression of, you don't hear me arguing.
Yeah.
One way or the other, Scales, we can't afford to lose you. There's a lot riding on this moment. I'm not about to tell you you did wrong. Just be careful. When you go where we can't follow, there's not always going to be a friendly ghost around to save you.
Right.
The eye contact is just a little bit too firm in this moment, as so many things are left unsaid.
Yeah, I think she is looking directly at him as well. There is a part of her that wants to say, like, that goes for you guys as well, because there are places that you guys can go that she can't follow. So, but she doesn't say that, because then I think she feels like it'll just become this like weird tit for tat, you know. So instead she just nods and says, well, if we need to move inside, we should back up the van so that at least it's closer to the opening of the building. And then she will proceed back into the building, because she's not needed to move a fan. She wants to see everything.
The van is backed up. It's close enough that, like, you could probably open the back door into the building and it would still technically be covered, but obviously when everyone's done, and I assume everyone heads in, Jason will lock the back and he will be following behind.
Yeah. She's gonna head back to the little space.
You are now actually awake, so you will witness for the first time. Actually, Liam, you will also see it for the first time. The gigantic, check my notes, 40-foot diameter hole.
Holy
shit. In the middle of the warehouse.
What the fuck?
We've been busy.
Yeah.
And ritual magic can be very, very impressive.
Is it dark in that hole?
I would say that, like, the hole only really chunks down about 3 feet, and then it stops at a metal flooring of some sort. with the giant hatch in it that clearly needs someone to open it. But with the lights up there, even dim as some of them might be, no, you can definitely see everything in there. You see the
Yeah.
cross section of the damn concrete.
Yeah, I have troll eyes, technically.
Oh, yes, you do. We have
But we've-
one of your bio
yeah.
upgrades is that you have.
I have
see
special
provision.
eyes.
temp.
hmm
You have snake eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like my version of um
Yes, you get temperature
being able to
sense.
see in the darkness. Yeah.
Yes.
It comes in colors. So yeah, I am gonna look at the hatch and say, well, we should probably open it. The
We're just
wires all
waiting on
lead
you.
down there. Oh, okay, then yes, let's do this now. Do you think it's heavy?
Do you think that's a problem? Gestures at Jay in his troll suit.
You're correct. She's like,
Don't
true.
worry, guys. I got this.
Why does he sound like an anime protagonist?
The
You
GM's
heard
a
his
little
belief
tired.
in speech. He is an anime.
He is anime protagonist.
Honestly,
All right,
With
Jay,
a
what is it, 10
suit,
takes
yeah, he
of,
has like
reaction
3 anime
sounds?
protagonists in one.
That was great. Yeah. Once the hatch is removed, what am I looking at, Salty? I'll like lower my body down, put my hand on the lip, and just sink my head into the hole to see and look around what's in there.
You sure you want to do that?
yeah, no.
I
Scales
would
goes
like to
do that.
peep.
Scales goes to do that. Mojave puts a hand on her shoulder and then nods to Liam. We should probably let our infiltration expert go first.
Oh, he can go first. I'm not going in. I'm putting my head in.
No one's waiting there with a gun.
Never know.
She's like, fucking almost die once, and they never let you do anything ever again.
I wonder why.
She understands
fair,
that that's very hypocritical of her to
Mojave
say,
would
so
have
she
done it
doesn't say
either
that. Yeah, no, she'll let Liam do his thing.
Liam, I assume you're going to be very careful.
Yes, you know him. Crawl on his belly the whole fucking way.
Roll me, it's not difficult, but please roll me sneaking just to see how quiet you are as you slide
6.
your way. Jesus Christ. All right, you're fine. Silent as a spider. You are able to get yourself, like, carefully look. You don't see anything. You're able to crawl a little farther in. You find yourself in a... The best way to put it is security light lit. Like, you know, when power goes out, you just have security lights running. It's normally a red color. And they're just sort of gently, like a floating light as it goes down the hallway. Things are visible, but color would be destroyed. So, yeah, you find yourself in kind of a dimly lit red hallway. It goes one way, it also goes another. You can see that from one direction, which kind of seems to very gently slope upward, but not a lot. Like, it can't go up more than a foot by the time it reaches a door at the back. Large door, has a lot of warning signs all over it, you know, high voltage, energy, things like that, you know, warnings of electrocution. And then turn your head the other way where the path takes a much sharper deviation and goes down. It's a lot farther, but eventually, like, clearly it ends, and you can see the door down there is a similar sealed metallic door, and the red light makes it a lot harder to identify what you're looking at, but there's clearly a lot of objects on the ground in front of the door. You can't really tell what they are from here, but, like, it's a mess. Closer you get there, just all over the, like, not the walls, but I say, like, the corners, like where the wall meets the floor, all the way up into the door, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
It's a fucking mess down here, to be clear.
Like dangerous mess, or just like someone didn't clean up after themselves?
Yeah, sort of. There's a door with symbols on it. Do I know what the symbols mean? Like,
Oh, on the other side,
yeah.
it literally is just high voltage electrocution danger. It's like your classic like things you'd find in a.
Okay. And there's hazard signs everywhere, like high voltage, things like that.
Oh, and I should have said this. Looking through my notes, there is a single one, not near the door, a little more towards like closer to you on the wall. It's clearly the symbol for radiation risk.
There's there's like the little it's like on the side of a microwave.
Radiation.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, maybe we get out. Thanks. Get out now.
Okay. Scuttle.
Because she doesn't know if like he's literally looking at the side of a fucking microwave, or if it's something worse. So she's just like, "Get out."
It's such a shame that this is where our dear Noskavian had to go to bed, because this would be the perfect time to send in those little fly spies.
Mm-hmm. Well, he lets me borrow them, and I can control them. So
I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying he would have liked to be here for it.
He would have liked
yes,
to be
he
here.
would have.
But
for sure.
I'll say that a drone may be sent in.
Yeah, I will. Little whisper of my mind to pull the fly spies.
They will
into there.
They will achieve crawling into the larger hallway. The fly spies can do easy. You check their sensors. There's no radiation. At least nothing that's measurable. If there is a radiation risk, and you can see through the fly spies, it is along the wall, but it's clearly pasted along what kind of appears to be... It takes a minute because it's something that's not meant to be opened, but it's a door, air quotes, a welded shut door of different metallic structure. So you're not sure what is exactly behind that, but given what you understand about this place, that there's a giant generator, clearly something is being powered down the way.
Okay.
It could be some kind of nuclear power source. It could be something that's giving off gamma or microwave. There's a couple weird shit that could do that.
Yeah.
Since it is sealed, you can't get a measure of what you're worried for.
Right. I think she shares this with the group. And says, so I don't think the immediate always is really the problem. It's whatever is behind that door. But because it's sealed, I can't figure out what kind of radiation I'm looking at here. It could be something that is negligible, or it could be catastrophic, But perhaps I can see through the matrix a little more detail now that the hatch itself is open.
This might sound.
Did you just say radiation? Like significant levels?
Well, that's the thing. In this immediate area, right, where Liam was just in, it's like barely, there's like nothing. It is just a sticker that says it's there. The sticker itself is on a door that is completely sealed. So likely whatever it is giving off radiation is within whatever is behind that door. So there's two spaces that we are looking at here. This immediate one is not an issue. It's past it.
Softy?
Yes?
Should I roll for the possibility of toxic spirits and to know what those are?
Oh my god, what the fuck? Toxic spirits! Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
or should I just roll with it?
One way or the other. I was about to suggest a very, very careful astral.
You know what? Do me a favor. May our technomancer please roll me computer to check their systems, and may our mages roll me a sensing, and then after the sensing, Cloudy, I'd like you to roll your spirit knowledge, and depending on your sensing score, I will tell you if you get a bonus or not.
I got a 5.
Good.
I
good.
sensed
I got
4.
the 3.
You may roll your spirit knowledge. You may roll your spirit knowledge with +1.
Okay.
Both of
okay.
you will notice that there is magic down here, but it's like leaking. There's like a spirit energy here, but it's not, it's hidden away. It's covered, and it would be like it's been here a while, and maybe some of it is trying to push its way through the astral. But even on the astral, something is holding it back. Something is sealing it. Anxiety. Something weird's going on here. It's spooky. You don't know why. Shiver up your spine.
I feel the
And
radiation.
for the
Let's hope
spirit
not.
knowledge, 3 is actually definitely enough. Cloudy, you kind of got to think back into your memories of your research and your studies during your time at Aztec, and even a little bit before that point. You know that there is toxic spirits that are radiation. That there have been people in the past who were stupid enough to try to use a radiation spirit like a nuclear generator. But you also know that with that kind of sensation you get of this sealing ritual, there's no astral appearance of anything linking to that. So it doesn't seem like they're using whatever that was or is. But given that this is welded shut, that there's something magical holding it back, you do wonder if this is a accidental result of something that they needed to bar down here.
Oh yeah, no. I wasn't thinking they were necessarily like nuclear, but it was one of those thoughts of, or like a nuclear generator spirit here, but more. There were a lot of ghosts just here, just now, and at least one of them that was worshipped like a freaking god, and something very, very toxic that's been here for several years. Is it out of hand to think there might be a toxic spirit behind that door?
There might be a toxic spirit behind that welded door, but currently, no physical world radiation reads. There's no movement on the astral. So this barrier and like whatever is holding it seems to still be holding.
So, I wouldn't try to open that door. Is said aloud.
Yeah, it looks a bit like Pandora's box right here. Whatever's
Oh.
locked up tight.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably not worth
Okay.
being here
Okay.
then, huh?
Okay. Hold on. One more.
What do you think? Tails?
Please tell me a serpent isn't going to try to open Pandora's box. I feel like that's too many
Well,
mixed
I actually
metaphors.
need to. I realize I need to give Morningstar.
That's what I was
the
waiting
systems.
for.
Yes,
My yeah.
I'll give Morningstar the system. So
She's doing
Things open.
ARIs.
you are able to slide into the system. It is. You're kind of disturbed by how unprotected this is. Like, there's no firewall. You wonder if, because they made this big Faraday cage and the giant magic circle, maybe they thought that was enough? But, like, damn, they didn't do shit to protect this shit Matrix-wise.
Yeah, in her head, she's like, idiots.
Idiots. But now that you're in here, you can see the wires. You can see clearly the one side that's a little bit up, that is a generator room. It is clearly wired the whole hallway down. It's still running. It's producing a damn good bit of power. In fact, this surprises you. It is producing an insane amount of power. You notice this a little bit from up above the concrete, but here, Holy
Yeah.
shit, that thing is built to power like full server farms. Like we're talking full building sized server farms. Yet this hallway is on runners. There isn't enough power to power this hallway. Following the cords down. Whatever is behind that other door down the way is draining all of the power. That there is using so much energy. It's insanity.
Whoa,
You
okay.
don't even have you can't think of such a small thing that would require that much power.
Right.
It's not something you can comprehend.
Right, does not make sense. Okay. She will share that with the group. None of this makes sense. I don't know what would need that much power. My fear is that Bloody Mary is siphoning some of that power. I don't know, but it's
That or
It
to maybe
doesn't add
just
up.
keep whatever's sealed.
that is true as well. I don't know if the mages that before, and she sort of like gestures to where the circle used to be, and it says, I don't know if they simply thought that their bodies would serve as enough protection in case it broke out, but there is no protection on the matrix for this. So, if, let's say, whomever technomancers that are helping Bloody Mary, they could get in here easily and release it. There's nothing to protect it.
Just wish we knew what it was.
Okay. If I were to send a little sprite, right, like along the systems themselves, would they be able to like peek into the room that this thing is sealed in? Because it's not a physical thing. It's like, it's along the matrix.
Are we talking about the bottom door where the power is going?
Yes.
Okay. No, I mean, a sprite could try to slide its way in there. It's
Yeah.
not like it really needs to hack. This place is kind of unprotected. Matrix-wise,
If
you can definitely tell something's in there.
So before I send the sprite, I have a question, because it's two separate things, right? Like there's the sealed where there's like weird toxic vibes coming from, right?
Yes.
And then there is the like there's the where the wires are going, and it's like energy is headed that way, right?
Yeah. So there's like, I hope I can explain it properly. Long hallway. One end is power source. One end is where the power is going. Directly where you are on one side of the hallway is that welded shut radiation door.
Okay, so if I physically were to go down there and I'm not going anywhere near the sealed door, I'm going towards the power room area, could I maybe get a little more information going in there? Could I can I access things easier from there because it's like a hub rather than, do you know what I mean?
The door's open, so you already have access inside the Faraday cage. So I mean, that you have the whole map of what this place is.
Okay.
It's literally just one long corridor.
Okay.
Big
Word.
power source, big computer.
Nothing to be. Okay, I'm
In a
going to.
Similar vibe. Just asking, like, looking with my human eyes on the astral. Is there like any barriers in place that would stop me, that would make it not worthwhile to do an astral poke around in form of small bird? Where walls matter less.
Well, actually speaking, there does seem to be some kind of barrier that's locking behind something. Where that radiation door, but it is sort of like a mana barrier. So you can't really get through there without trying, and that might not be smart. But hey, otherwise, no.
So I know this is. Listen, feel free to give common sense if you'd like, but I'm gonna go towards that computer. Like I'm gonna. It's just I can't. There's no reason why she wouldn't go towards the computer.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? She'll stay away from the other thing. She's like, I don't fucking know. That's magic. I don't fucking. But she's gonna go towards the computer, and poke around in there. So she will look at the group and say, "Okay, so don't go near the sealed wall, but I am going to go. I'm going it down. There is a computer down there that I can do things with."
Want me to go scout it out first? On the off
So-
chance? On the off chance? I mean,
Not a bad idea.
It's always
If there's-
possible. I mean, there was dead bodies arranged in like weird art, and
Not to
you
mention,
know.
Cloudy walked in and got himself exploded. Last thing we need is that to happen again.
right. So, yeah, I don't want you to get exploded though.
of the two of us, I'm far less likely to get exploded.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
she-
I'll go for a little shimmy down.
Yeah, you
Check
go
out
for
the
a little
area.
shimmy. I won't make you do sneaking again. We'll keep your roll from earlier.
Thank
You do
you.
a little shimmy and shake off along the ceiling.
And just for sake of watching his back and getting a closer look from the astral, I think I will quietly sit down in the corner and form a bird slip out of my body and just, sit on his shoulder.
That's-
Some powers activate.
Yeah, that's fine. I will tell you, astrally speaking, none of this is visible other than that barrier. All of this is just mechanical. It's completely
Yeah.
invisible.
Yeah. Mostly just there so that if anything magical does pop up, Liam's not going to get taken by surprise.
Liam, you know what? Fair enough. You can definitely probably see it a little bit faster than he can. But he can see.
Yes, he can. But
But fair
also,
enough.
between the two of us, the sensing scores.
That's fair. So, along with your bird companion, Liam, you are able to shimmy and shake down the way towards where the computer is. And you're finally able to see what the hell this messy stuff is all along this wall. They're candles. They're out. They've been melted down, very, clearly relit, lit again, constantly melted into one another. They've been just more candles put on top of it. There's just wax all over the floor. Like scorch marks on the walls, but it's because they put the candle too close to the metal. So and when you get to the door, I mean, it's basic kind of door. You can kind of see that clearly on one end there's a lever. You pull it, it probably would pop the door open. Looking at the way it's cut, horizontally, they just open like an automatic door. But painted on its surface is this kind of crude. Whoever did it maybe wasn't the best artist, but a female figure with these large butterfly wings in a very, very, very worship-like. You realize you're looking at an altar. It's a little creepy, but that's really what you're looking at here.
I think we probably want Cloudy to look at this.
And I will say, you can see this obviously, because physical world. Where in a normal altar you'd expect offerings to be, it's batteries, circuit boards, little weird, I don't know, what looks like carved boxes or something.
Can I
Can
see
I-
the mural on the wall, at least in the astral, even if technology is blue?
I mean, anything without an astral signature is
Can
invisible.
I co-
Buildings
Can
are
I
wacky
come
sometimes, so.
Buildings
can
are
I
wacky
come
sometimes.
down? Is it safe? Can I come down there now? Am I good to go?
Far as the Skitter Squad noticed,
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
look like there's
just,
anything.
It's just really creepy, actually.
Oh.
So
Yeah, those guys that she's sliding down in there as she's speaking. She was like, those guys that were all in that weird formation before, they were fanatics of her, of Katie. I mean, she called her by a different name, but they were her, Titania, exactly. They worshipped her, and then they confined her in the foundation of the Matrix in a glass coffin. Forced her to stay there, and so she wanted to be free so she could get back with the person she loved.
crazy that you could experience that. In like a good way.
What? Oh, you mean the foundation?
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's really cool. I like it a lot down there, but it's a little scary too. It's not very stable in some places,
Yeah.
and you can get lost.
Yeah, but you still did it.
The foundation.
That is
Have you
what we
mentioned that
call it.
before?
She suddenly realizes she's never mentioned it before. she gets this look on her face, right? Because she was a little bit like happy scales, because she was like being told it was cool what she can do. And, she's like, yes, it is cool. But then she's like, ooh, and she suddenly looks like a little kid who got caught doing something they weren't supposed to. She's like, oh fuck.
All right,
she's-
we're gonna need to
she's-
talk about that later, especially with similarities with metaplanes.
Yeah, okay. She's absolutely giving like, yeah, I'm in trouble. You know, I should have said something, but I am an idiot. So yeah, she will. She goes, yes, that's fine. We definitely. And we'll look to the little shrine area and these like little circuit boards and stuff like that. The significance of those things would that like ring anything for her other than they were like offerings to Titania?
They're kind of just a mess. Like none of them matched any kind of thing. So it clearly, if they're worshiping someone that would be a technomancer, they're like, the organs of a technology. It does actually ring a little weird that clearly these are like the organs of technology, and they're like sacrificing technology to her. It's a little uncomfortable.
They're doing
It's-
Mojave style magic.
It's real weird. She like
They're doing AdMech style magic.
she picks up the pieces, and you can kind of see like the corners of her mouth kind of go downward, because to her that's like the perfect they are organs to the things that she uses and stuff, and it kind of bothers her, because she wasn't a god or anything like that. Titania was a person and then got forced to stay in the Matrix and everything else. So she doesn't like what she sees. So she picks all of it up, and I imagine that there's a little waste paper basket in this room. If there's a computer, there's definitely a tiny little garbage can in here. If not, I will wait for later to throw it away. But her intention is to throw those things away because nonsense.
For the record, as the group is coalescing in this other space, Mojave does go back to his body and climb back down with everybody, because bad things happen when I leave myself unattended.
Yes. And then when she does that, she will say, okay, let us see what we can find. And she will turn to the computer.
So, computer. Oh, hold on. Does that mean you're going to open the door?
To the power space? Yeah. That's what she said, it, the power space. Not the fucking sealed, toxic stuff.
Not the door labeled "Do not open."
Yeah.
Right. Not
Yes.
that one. She's going
We're going to ignore the door. Do not. That's a wall at this point. That is a wall with a sticker on it. We're ignoring that. That
Exactly.
nothing matters.
Yeah. They put a
So-
sticker there, warning for
Yeah.
reason, and we're
Yeah.
going to listen.
See, there we go. OSHA approves. So you all have
Security
done the
measures
thing.
are written in blood.
Mhm.
So you will need to pull the lever to open the door.
Okay. She will put her hand on it and then look back at the others, pull out her gun just in case. And she will try to open it.
As you pull the lever.
Mhm.
It squeaks a little bit, but it does eventually open. You can hear the old metal creak as it hasn't opened in a while. The grinding noise, this kind of snapping noise, but as the door opens, you realize it's because stuff was laid up against the door. Wax had been up there, It was literally just tearing through the altar that had been set up against the door. As this opens, you see this rush of soft fog come out of this room. All of you feel the chill of a cooled space. Fairly common when you have a large functioning CPU, something that would produce so much heat that you need to cool it like this. You're able to walk in, and it actually does look like a server farm. These large servers are set into the circular room. There are sections that are like pillars that kind of line in an intermediary space before a central kind of column-like unit that goes up into the ceiling, and there's a single proper area to control it. And Morningstar, you've actually seen these column-like structures before. It's not, they are used by as technology, but it's not like these are as technology made. It's just,
It's just a similar technology.
yes, this is just a product that clearly they must have taken, because you also see that some of the columns don't match, but you know that these are basically like compacted, like in a normal computer, there's something called an M.2. These are like M.2000. They are massive solid-state units to hold an immense amount of data. And you can see that there's wires everywhere holding into these servers and these solid states. And you're thinking about how many... This is beyond terabytes of information. This is... You are trying to comprehend, why did they need this kind of processing power? What am I looking at? And if you go up to where the computer unit is, there is something plaqued onto the front of this, a metal plaque. And it is kind of laser engraved in, and in it states, Megara, an accident. Deus, an evolution. Titania is perfection. And you know that Megara is an AI that was accidentally created by Renraku, was recovered and turned into Deus, who was possibly one of the most powerful AIs, and was the cause of Crash 2.0, that created the wireless matrix, and technomancers in general. So they're clearly aligning Titania along this same idea of these mass AIs that are considered fully conscious and sapient.
I think she walks into the room and her scales actually reflect the I imagine there's light in here. In my mind, I'm thinking it's that pale blue color, and I think her scales all reflect that color. I think you can even see the like circuitry beneath her skin a little bit better in here. But she's looking around like wide-eyed. She's also like happy. This is her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the most her thing ever. But then, you know, the thoughts of like, what the fuck do they need all this for start to take over. She reads the plaque, and then her brows furrow. And I think she's going to start running her hands over these things because she has the skin link. And she's going to start trying to pick through data. She has everything that Softy just said. She's like says to the group as she's like doing these things. So you're all in the know. But she's going to start like trying to figure this out. Like, this is a lot. Yeah.
It's like stone attitude of a man in a mausoleum.
Can you roll me hacking?
Lord have mercy.
No.
Yeah, sure. Sir, I can roll hacking. I got a 3.
You are past the first layer.
Woo!
So
Okay.
as you do skin link, you let yourself drift in, and this first firewall is fairly weak. And you kind of slide through it, and you're like, okay. And you get to basically running instructions. You can get surface level things that this is a log. This is what the computer is constantly doing, and you can see how long the computer has been on. The computer has been on for 3.5 years straight.
Oh shit.
And you can see in the log there are many references of processes being run, and some of these processes are called autonomic nervous system, cerebrum, subconscious, conscious. And then you start seeing continuated logs of I'm cold. I'm stuck. I don't like it. And you see that, they keep going, and you notice that they don't feel like they're reaching out. These are like thoughts. When people are thinking, they'll have an errant thought and it'll move on. Because then you'll also see a thought of, I wonder what day it is. What does rain
God.
feel like?
Oh, my heart.
I hope Oberon is okay. And you can see that this log is running these constant thoughts, and it starts to, you realize as you're looking at everything in here, the way it's moved, the way it's shifted, suddenly that science side of you kind of gets in, and it's like, that is the logic center. That's a speech center. This is a recreation of a human brain in server form. But then you also see something else in the log. It's the last thing in the log data. And it's a folder called Corrupted. And it looks like there are consistent parts that, as these logs run through, as these files run through, like a computer is trying to, keep itself running, they'll run through a section, seemingly get corrupted, and then come out the other side, and the computer is basically built to go, and put those away. And it's random bits. Some of them are the thoughts. Sometimes you'll see a process create a broken file. Just every so often, this computer is clearly not perfect. It's making this weird data, and it's hard to kind of tell why.
I think, and I'll roll whatever, or you tell me, but I think that Morningstar has this thought of like when they were at the lab in the desert, when they found Virgil, or like part of him, right, and his two sisters, sort of how they operated, and then she also thinks about like that Titania and all those things were like supposed to be AI, and like she's taking in all those little bits of information, and she puts out a string of data, right, that is similar to it is the equivalent of someone walking into a room and saying hello, right, but it's through this data. It's not a message. It's like she's trying to communicate, since this is a brain, she's trying to communicate with whomever owns the brain.
If we were speaking in a DOS like system, this is query. This is trying to get the system to respond.
Yes, exactly.
So, we'll go with the DOS analogy. You type in help into the DOS system, so I can give you the commands, and it does respond back. At least the surface does. You can see that the log is continuing to go. It's not responding. The log is not changed, but you do get a response back from what appears to be more of a surface level computer, and it's very simplistic of query, and then it gives you a list of things you could try to find. It asks for a password, which you realize is that second layer of the firewall, and it basically just says like memory data, RAM data, running time. Then there's ones at the bottom that are rerun program, reboot program. This is the basic shit you'd see in a computer that's trying to run a high-level program. And it's very
Yeah.
cold. It's clearly this is not anything intelligent that's responding to you here.
Yeah, this
But
is just program.
But to give command, you will either need to somehow figure out the password or perform hacking.
Okay. I let the others know what I find. That this is a brain. Or a server that's in the form of a brain. And she says, I think I have to go deeper. Not the same as going into Foundation, but just deeper into this programming. Okay? I am still here. You can still talk to me and I will respond. But I'm letting you know what I have to do.
Okay.
How deep is deep?
Well, I've only managed to get through the very first layer, but there is a second. It requires a password, so I can either figure out the password or I can just try to hack my way in.
So not Foundation. Got it.
No, not Foundation. That is a different thing. Foundation,
Okay.
I leave my body.
All right.
Yes, with this I don't need to leave body. Okay. She is going to... I want to just be like, hacking. But, is there anything... Is there anything that would give me, like, a hint? What could I roll, right, to try to get a hint for a password here? Is there something I can roll to do that?
Hold on.
What do you think?
GM's thinking about it. What is it to ask God for a hint? What is that roll?
Yeah, like what? Because if so, the way people often will be able to like get your password is simply by looking through your things. So like looking through, your social medias and whatever. And if you happen to put like your birth date, a lot of people make the mistake of making their password their birthday or their loved one's birthday, or you know what I mean. So obviously this is a little different because it's a server bank of something of an AI.
Yeah.
So
Set up
We're
by an
gonna
insane cult.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
say... Fuck it. I'll use the memory test.
hey.
If we can get a high enough,
yeah.
I will give you a hint.
Oh God. Let's hope. Yeah, I mean, she's sort of used to this technology because they used it in Ask Technology, so hopefully that'll help. I got 4.
Okay, so I will give you this hint. You know what? I will give you a simple hint, and I will let you ask me one question that I have to answer honestly. And it cannot be, what's the password?
No, I won't ask.
So, the one hint I'll give you is that, not counting the one you skin linked through, the outermost shell, there are 3 firewall shells.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
There are 3 of them in descending order. And you can tell that. You can see it. So there are 3 firewalls, 3 passwords that you'll need to know in succession.
Oh. Okay.
And you may ask me one question.
Fuck. Why someone ever says anyone says you can ask one question, you've got like 100. Gotta make the choice.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Doc Creasy's thing here. I'll let someone roll perception. It'd be funny as shit.
Who?
Anyone who's good at it. I
I'm-
like the answer of roll perception. What keys have been clicked on?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Go ahead.
3.
Fuck it. I
What?
will roll perception. It's not great,
You know what?
but it's not nothing. And maybe I'll get something.
If we're
I
all
got
allowed to
2.
roll, I like pushing buttons.
I think we all like pushing buttons.
All of you push the buttons. It's fine.
Okay.
Yay, buttons!
All right,
Help me!
buttons.
I
How
hate
did we
that I
do?
rolled well. I hate that I rolled well.
I do like that the 6s you got were 3 6s. That's beautiful. So what do we
okay.
get for our perception rolls?
All right, I'm gonna take this as everyone crowds around, going,
Trying to help me.
Yes. So I'll give.
I mean, I did work with Titania once.
You did. No, I'll give all this. This is easy. Many of the keys seem to be worn away, but there's only a couple that are worn the most, and you can assume maybe that would be the most commonly used password, probably the first one in the list. The keys that are worn away are M, A, E, G, and R.
What? MAG? E and R? Or just R?
M, A, E, G, and R.
Like gamer?
You could reword them into gamer. Funnily enough, actually.
I'm like, is that it?
Would you like to ask your question now?
No, I'm scared. Okay. So okay. Titania was meant to be the perfect brain. The perfect iteration, I'll say, right?
Yes.
And oh god. Is this her brain or is this Deus's brain who essentially made the Matrix but like was not perfect? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You do know that, well, according to everyone, Deus is dead. There's whispers that he's not dead, but most people believe Deus to be dead.
Mm-hmm. And then some of those, there's three layers here. What if they're all here? Ooh, bitch. Okay. Listen, y'all. I don't know what the fuck this password is supposed to be. I'm not gonna fucking pretend. In real life, not that smart. So
Would you like, since you have such a high logic score, would you like
yes.
Would you like God to give you a real quick memory hint right now?
Yeah, for sure.
The answer to the answer to the passwords are in this room right now.
God. Okay.
And I mean the exact words are in this room right now.
Okay. Cool. I will tell the group that the answers are in this room, and for them to sort of spread out and start looking for essentially things that can be read and tell me what they find. The names. So far I know the names, right? Hold on, I'm getting my notebook stuff out. Okay. So Tatiana, Deus, and what was the first one?
Megara.
Oh, got you. Cool. Megara, beautiful. I'm gonna I am gonna put that into the password. Yeah. I'm gonna type that in.
So, it asks you the query of password. You type in Megara, as the plaque seems to say her name.
Mm-hmm.
The password is accepted.
Beautiful. I think I want to, like, just for you to know, I want to be as, like, not invasive about this as possible, because I'm like, they've already been through a lot, you know? It feels wrong to, I don't know, just feels weird. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to get these right. So yeah, when she gets in, she's like, yes, perfect. And what do I see as I can dip further into?
So, the second layer is far more... It is not a logged area. It is more of a... guess the best way to express it is like if you were to hit a computer's like little boot up screen where it tells you like core temperature and things like that. It's a medical like breakdown of this room. Like, how's the core doing? How is the data doing? Is everything okay? Does anything seem to be off? You know,
Right.
how long have processes been run? How long have any processes stopped? Things like that.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see that this layer with its password, very clearly this was like, if they were to check up on anything, this is about as far as they need to go.
Yeah, the like diagnostic area basically. So in the first layer there was that sort of section of files that were corrupted. Is there anything that looks like that in here? Like any kind of corrupted file, any kind of like sign of sickness, for lack of a better word?
There appears to be... Actually, yes, there appears to be a set of processes running in the corner. Basically, they are spiking and then stopping. Spiking and then stopping. And it's a part of the RAM being accessed. Which, you know that anything doing spike, stop on RAM either means the RAM's fucked or whatever that process is not okay. And you look at kind of where it's coming from, and it looks like this unit is attempting to do something, and then it just doesn't have the files. Literally pulls a file not found, kicks itself back, and tries to start the process again. And it has been doing this for as long as the computer has been on.
Which
It is
3.5 years.
constantly trying to do this process.
So 3.5 years as in when Technomancer started being taken out, or like
The Twilight Horizon event occurred 3 years ago.
okay, so a little bit before that is when the computer started running.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will say that there is one other thing in the area here. There is it's basically, there is a section like that bar on your computer that shows, you know, separation of how much of your memory is used. And a lot of times that will also show memory that maybe is like pre-assigned. Like even if it's empty, it's pre-assigned. And
Yeah,
there's a decent chunk of files here that are pre-assigned. Like they're expected to be here, but they are not loaded onto the computer. They're missing. There's a decent amount of data there, and it seems like this process is trying to access that part of the memory. There is nothing there. It fails, tries it again, and it tries it again, and again, and again.
Is this something I can help? Like, could I help locate those files to return it back to where it belongs? You know what I mean?
You would
Or
need
like-
to... Basically, you didn't build this system. You don't know all of the shorthand. So you're going to need to basically query the system to figure out, hey, what files are you looking for? What does your shorthand mean?
I think that's literally what she's going to do. She's going to sort of, because otherwise this thing is going to keep doing that, where it just is spiking in that one area. So yeah, she's going to query to find out what the fuck is missing. What is it looking for?
Roll me hacking.
I didn't want to hack, but here we are.
Don't worry. This is very easy as you've already broken through this. This is just... This is a system you're not familiar with. This is not a computer check.
ESA 4.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think like even as she's doing it, like you guys see her fingers almost like they're flying over the keys in a way that makes it look like her hands are just like floating above the keys. But I think she's definitely like under her breath being like, sorry. because she feels like, you know, it's a brain. She wouldn't want somebody hacking into her brain.
So you're able to start asking questions, basically get the properties of everything. You found that every single thing in this memory log appears to be a portion of data that has a resonance score. Pieces. Like, we're talking minuscule amounts in each file. But every file has the same. And then this leftover bit, You're not sure, actually. It clearly is the same type of file, and you can now see that this system keeps reaching out. In fact, it has a program to do that. It actually is a program. Not a resonance program, just a program. In fact, one that would not leave any resonance score. Maybe one that wouldn't leave any leftovers. Like a ghost. That would reach out and try to collect, come back to the system, drop it off.
Okay. Like Tatiana? Like her? 'Cause she is a ghost.
You do know that the first time you saw her, before you were led here, that being didn't leave behind an astral signature, didn't leave behind a resonance signature, just appeared, disappeared.
Holy shit. Okay.
Like a
How
program
do-
that is just built to go out, grab all the data, and run back.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, so what can I do to do that? Like to fix it, to make it so that they have the information. Yeah. Is Boar's Head's like collection of bots and shit also like ghost data that is in those bots that he has in there?
You're not sure. You know that all the bots seem to have different resonance markers. You know that the bots clearly were next to him. You know that the server itself seemed to have its own little bit of something. It's also, he had a giant server farm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't know. You would need to see both computers at once. And with the way things are, there's no way you're going to be able to reach it.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
Would you like to try to go a layer down?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would like to do that.
So I assume you know which password it is.
Yes. Well, we already did Tatiana's, right? So this would be Deus.
You did
Or
Megara.
did we not do? We did.
You did-
No, we did Megara first, but then we have. Unless Tatiana's not even on the thing, so is it Deus?
It's Deus.
Okay, wonderful. So yeah,
If you type in Deus, it will let you in.
beautiful. So I type it in. And she looks like a little bit disturbed because she's like, Jesus Christ, this is rough. That's rough. Because I think for her, she's like, I don't think Mojave understood who and what he killed. Like, I don't think he, or not Mojave, but Oliver. Like, I don't think he actually understood because it's like, it wasn't just a rigger. It wasn't just a technomancer. Like, the implication is big, right? So she's like, holy shit. But yeah.
So
but
you've gotten one more layer down. This is possibly the biggest layer in this system, and it is exactly what you would assume you would find. It is every process of a brain. It is moving very quickly, moving very fast. It is running every single program. There is obviously confirmations of programs. It's putting out queries to itself. It's extremely fast. This is a quantum computer, basically. That close. Like, this is what AI is. This is a person's brain. Or as close to a person's brain that you can get.
Right.
There is one thing here that is actually, I would say, accessible. That's not, carving into someone's head and giving them a command. The only accessible thing actually needs one last password. And it is literally a release command.
Oh, I'm scared. Do I release it? She's gonna do it. She'll do the release command.
So you will use the third and final password. Titania.
Titania, sorry. Yeah.
It's a weird name. You will type in the code Titania. And I need everyone to roll Reaction and intuition for me.
Fucking yikes.
Is this to dodge something?
Yes, it is. Gymnastics counts.
Yeah.
I
okay, hold
am
on.
going to say that in this time, in this place, Mojave is not with it enough to have this roll. I am abstaining.
That is fair. That
God.
means if anyone who
Damn
is
you.
rolling gets high enough, I will allow you to basically if you would get high enough, I'll allow you to try to drag them out. It all depends
sorry,
on what your roll is.
Why wouldn't you
moment
be?
the moment he heard what this was,
Oh.
what we're looking at here, the only thing that has been in his head is that scene repeating, that scene that Boris had showed you all, that he lived firsthand, him coming up and shooting her in the head, brain splattered across the screen, Boris head himself screaming, pleading in the background, and all Oliver would say was, "Could you shut up?"
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess
he's not dodging anything right now.
Yeah.
I understand. So,
It makes
Softy,
sense.
I'm going to use an edge for this because I'm dodging for 2.
All right. Use that edge. I want to see this. Come on. I'm trying to think of like what are like
11.
Whoa!
damn. I just need Cloudy's.
All right. 3.
I'm gonna have Day outside. Not Day. Fucking what? Day. Jay outside the room. Woo. With an 11 anxiety, I assume. Grabbing Mojave. Yes. All right.
Yes, depending on what it looks like. Depending on the situation, I like the picture. He like actually grabs him by the coat and starts like long swinging him, and then fully like releases at a moment and yeets him away, and then follows after him.
So, what I will describe is once the release command is given, you watch as the center column, a part of its outside, shifts downward in a very heavy motion, like a piston releasing. And the entire location, the coolant floods as the system literally releases. And Cloudy, please take 2 stun damage as you begin to cough. You are not physically harmed, but it stuns you. You are blinded for a moment, and you're coughing, and you're going to be hurt for a bit. It feels like, it feels like you're choking on what is literally liquid nitrogen, basically. Or, yeah.
My lungs are freezing.
Oh, yeah, it hurts like a bitch, but you are able to get away.
Oh my god.
Morningstar, you will take 1, as you were slightly more successful at getting away, but you still breathed in a little bit with the surprise. And then Mojave, yeah, you're thrown out of the room. Definitely shocks the shit out of you for a moment as you smack into the ground. And then Anxiety comes somersaulting over you. So Anxiety will take no damage.
Good thing I have hollow bones.
Yeah, you got enough to completely avoid damage for both of you. And honestly, you can have that edge point back.
Well.
Because that was like
Hashtag
legitimately
never punished.
badass. That was like legitimately one of the most badass things I've ever seen. I'm gonna start remembering that. If you guys do something badass, remind me that I need to give you edge points.
Oh, I'm gonna beg for it now, dog. You fucked up.
On your
fucked
knees,
up.
big boy. On your knees. All right.
All right.
Well,
Crazy.
So the system. Oh my goodness. So the system. The system floods.
Focus, Softy, the system.
The system floods, and
Yes.
everything goes dark.
Right.
You watch
Okay.
as from here down the hallway, just thung, 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 thung. You're in darkness.
Hmm.
It's icy cold down here. You've all made it into the hallway, so you're not breathing nitrogen, but it is very cold. And then, dun, 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 as the lights come back on. And this time, the hallway is actually lit up with a pale whitish yellow, as the regular lights are on, not the runners. The room you were just in lights up with regular lights, not runners. And you'll see that the computer, the servers, the columns are completely dark. And Morningstar,
Yes.
you will receive a message.
Oh. Which is an actual sound she makes in character. She makes like a
And-
little surprise noise.
It is a message in text,
Yes. Sure.
and it reads, "Thank you. I knew you can do it. I'll wait a bit, but I'll be going to Oberon. I won't forget you." And that's it.
Yeah, she sends just a very brief little message back of I'm glad that you're free. And then she will she gets this like smile on her face, shuts the door like mission accomplished, and she picks up her friends and says, "Okay, let us go." And
I will
shoves them.
I will allow
Yes.
one thing for you, because you did get a message. You got actual thing, and you sent one back. I would like you to roll me Judge Intentions.
Oh shit. Okay. Do. 3.
Something's wrong
With her?
with the format. You received this message, and you would expect, if this was a person who was finally freed and was out there, even maybe a fully intelligent AI, maybe, but this is clean. It's sentence by sentence by sentence, all separated, all one thought, one line. And when you send a message back, you receive an immediate auto response, which reads, "Titania is busy." Something's wrong. You can no longer contact Titania at this point. But the message you received, the message you sent back, does not feel like you were speaking to a person.
Okay, retcon. She doesn't act like mission accomplished. She experiences that her eyes go a little wide and she's confused. She says, "I don't know who that was. It wasn't her. Something else. They said they were going to Oberon. Oberon was Boar's Head. Softy, will you allow me to try to contact Boar's Head?"
I will allow you to try. I assume you'll
Okay,
just send out a message?
Yeah.
Do you want to try to speedy, full, regular ass message, or would you like to try to encrypt this?
I want to try to encrypt this.
Right. I have put things together. Please roll. Hacking for me.
What am I rolling? I'm so sorry. You cut out a little.
Hacking.
Hacking. Okay.
We're going to use this as your roll to encrypt.
Okay. So it's a 3.
You encrypt what you think is pretty well. Would you like to send this encrypted message out to Boar's Head?
So, what I sent him is oh my god, what are the words I want to use here? what I want to send him is like almost like a little tiny like coin image of the woman's figure with the butterfly wings, and corrupted. Just that, like that image and the word corrupted, and because just in case. But basically, what I'm trying to do is give him a warning without giving like tons of information. Just little hints that he will be able to put together something's not right.
Yeah, that's fine. Speaking
yeah.
code.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I will. That one gets sent off. You do not get an immediate response back.
Well,
so you're not certain if it waded through, but it's not in your purview anymore.
Yeah, I explained to the others essentially what happened, that there was this corrupted file in there, but then it also was like having an issue with the command, and it couldn't collect the memories necessary in order to continue the processes and all of that. And that in releasing it, I thought I was getting the information. Like I thought that I was easing the tension. Now I don't know. You know, like she's basically like seems unsure. She's like, I don't know what just happened.
So Mojave, at least, you know, he picks himself up off the floor, and gives Liam the pat on the arm is the word that my brain refused to let me retrieve there, of thanks to, you know, for yeeting me out of the way before I literally just breathed myself to death. But outwardly, he's clearly very much not quite as far away as he was before, but still very much, you know, in his head. But I mean, whatever they had here, the woman she was is dead.
Her consciousness was locked for 3.5 years. Well, part of her. There was a hole broken into tiny bits of resonance and cold. I wonder if she is going to retrieve it. The pieces that perhaps Boar's Head still has. I don't know if I've made it better or worse. But she said that she would remember me. Perhaps an ally? And when she says that, she says it very much as a question. Like she's just has no idea.
For now, yeah.
That's the impression I'm getting.
If this comes out to be a problem later on, we'll deal with that later on. But right now, we're doing what we can. Things to rights. Gotta keep moving. Got a job to do.
I wonder if this was sort of I don't know, like a test run for what they are doing in the biodome. I know it's different because that has like blood sorcery and whatnot, but you guys sensed that toxic magic, that energy locked behind this wall, which is something that should not be mixing with technology at all, and literally the brain of an AI. That is Technomancer.
I think it was just powering an AI. No?
Which part? The toxic spirit or just the servos? Because they should not be. Yes, it was. It was.
I don't know whether there's a toxic spirit back there.
Oh, it just is giving you
don't.
the vibes? Okay.
It's with the amount of death here, with that
see.
behind something like that.
Imagine
Right,
a box sealed tight, but right around the edge of the lid, you can see just a trace of vapor drifting
Mm.
out. That's what we're seeing in the astral. Something sealed up tight. Sealed
Okay.
up tight. The pressure, it's pushing out, but it's sealed up tight, and we can't tell what it is without opening the box.
And
Yes,
opening the box would not help us at all.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I just think it's, it's weird for those things to be so close together in such a contained space like this.
And you're right, they've been messing with this tech long enough. Who knows?
Right? I don't know what they maybe did before they, and she sort of gestures to like the ritual space. I don't know what they took from her, or if it was simply when she died. I don't know. She looks like uncomfortable because there's like so much information she is missing and she can't string it together. But she says, let's go up. I don't want to be here anymore. And she'll like slowly make her way till she gets up the little stairs.
Yeah, you don't have to tell Mojave twice.
While you all are making your way back towards the hatch to get back out, all of you, obviously, will hear this wail. It's like a scream, a roar, all at once. It is reverberating. And it's loud. And you can feel the ground shake around you as you are underground. And then it slows and stops. And at this point, you're well close to the hatch. And you start to hear rain. You can hear the sound of heavy rain on the warehouse's roof.
What do you know? Sounds like we're getting weather after all.
I send a message to Midori and tell him to get inside of the van, to not be like on the roof where the rain can touch him, because I don't know how rain is getting past this little thing.
Is it rain or is it like blood now?
Remember when I said the barrier was beginning to ooze? It was flickering in and out.
Would you all like to, scuttle up the thing and look outside?
Yes.
Take a peek.
Take a peek.
We get up, but I don't shut the hatch. I leave it open just in case.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
We don't want to get stuck.
You all will get out and begin your trek up to the opening, and obviously this is kind of flooding the ground very quickly. It's a very heavy rain. It gets heavier and heavier as you kind of get closer, and that's when you start hearing thunk, 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 as like those aren't. You'd almost say it sounded like hail if it wasn't so dead. Hail is hard and sounds like stones. This is thunk. It's
Less
heavy.
of a tink, 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 and more of a thwack, thwack, thwack.
Yes, very meaty slapping noises. And once you're up to the opening, you can see that there's very wet red, almost. It's like water, blood, and oil all mixed together. It has that sheen as it kind of drips in through the opening, kind of drips to the ground, and it's just sort of it's flowing in from the outside. You can see the Amphibious, the ground, everything is just covered in this. It is raining red. There are piles of clots all over the ground. Right next to you, one slaps into the ground, spatters a little bit, gets on eeny, meeny, miny, mo, roll a fucking dice. Cloudy on your pants.
Oh no.
Mojave just sort of looking out and up at this bloodied, broken sky raining viscera down upon us.
And I will say, as this does, the barrier is falling away. This rain is specifically just the barrier itself collapsing.
I don't know if the Matrix situation is about to fucking implode, but I think like the minute that Morningstar sees that the barrier's collapsing, that is when the fucking oh shit for her occurs of like this is going to hurt. If
Oh, yeah.
if it is like the Matrix about to fucking receive all that information.
Yeah, full on Mojave takes this moment to light another cigarette and just, when I first met up with Oz, I told him about the flood in LA, that we're gonna do the same thing here, not literally flood the place. But it looks now like I was wrong.
She looks at you all and then basically says, I don't think we should be out here. We should go further down. I know I said I don't want to be down there, but I don't want to be in this.
It'll
I
pass.
think you can even see that she's like doing this thing where she's like trying to like I don't know how to explain it, but almost like curl in on herself because she's like waiting for the impact.
I will say, the Matrix moves so fast. It doesn't take a long time. It doesn't hurt. It's not like you're permanently interconnected and every single thing that happens is gonna sting. But, ooh,
Yeah.
noise.
Turn your phone on after being away on vacation, and
Ding,
all
ding,
of the
ding,
work
ding, ding, ding,
emails
ding.
are just all stacked up, and it's the numbers in the triple, quadruple digits.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna be
Yeah, no, it is chaos. Morningstar, you are very aware for at least, God, you don't know, but definitely a good couple of hours, maybe more. Vegas's noise level is so high, you're not getting any communication on the Matrix. There is way too much noise. You're not getting through.
Yeah, I think that you see her like immediately clutch her head, and it's not so much in the way of like pain, but more so of like it's just so much like it's overstimulation. You know what I mean? And she instantly curls in on herself in like a little ball. In attempt to just find a way to block out the noise because it is so loud. Yeah.
And I will say that everyone's phones, like, you get every message you've been missing for the last day and a half. There's many from many people. Some of them, you're like, oh, that's gone. I think I saw who that was. It's like the name pops up on your phone, gone. Already another message in its place.
thinking about the fact that literally 2 people outside of this group have Mojave's number.
Yeah, Mojave, your phone's fine.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So I try to shut noise out for now.
This might be a good sign, the barrier falling.
I don't think she hears any of that.
Yeah, he's not saying it to her specifically, just saying it in general. This means we can make contact with the outside.
Fuck. Okay. Softy, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible for me to essentially make a filter? The equivalent of a pair of headphones on the Matrix to help.
I'm just gonna tell you this. Yes. You can.
Yay!
It is. I want to express. You don't have to hear everything on the Matrix. It's
No,
not like a universal noise. You literally could just set to do not disturb.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just in that initial when the thing first comes down, you know, and she's already sort of in a hypersensitive state. So, yeah, I think it's just that initial hit of like, it's open. Here's all the information ever. Eventually, I think she'll quiet it so that it doesn't. And I think she like probably inadvertently like quiets their shit too. Not making it so that you don't receive, but that there isn't the constant like pinging or vibrating of your phones and stuff. She just was like, everything shut the fuck up. At least the technology around her, you know.
Just quick question. Astral nonsense being what it is, and with the barrier, you know, piecing
Melting?
itself, yeah, melting.
Ooh.
How would it? I know, especially the area of the Mojave is a little bit wibbly to begin with. Would it be possible for me to really quickly dip out and go touch in with our friends in the desert to be like, hey, yo, guess what? So this is what's going on in Vegas. If you want to call literally all of your friends and tell them everything's in trouble.
I'll say right now, looking up at the barrier, you can tell that its manifested portion has fallen.
Barrier's still there.
Okay.
It's just okay.
So whatever just happened, whatever noise you heard, damaged the barrier enough that its physical real world effects, and I guess possibly its matrix effects, were busted up. But it is, though it is still flickering like a heartbeat almost.
Not yet enough that I can go light the beacons and say,
Y-
announce
yes.
that Gondor calls for aid.
Yes, you cannot say that Gondor calls for aid. Vegas cannot call for aid yet. The beacon may not be lit.
The moment it can, though, I'm on that.
Of course. No, I will tell you the moment that the actual magical barrier falls.
Just
But-
had to check.
No, it clearly seems like, which does make sense. Y'all have a pretty good idea of what's possibly holding this barrier up. Yeah, it kind of makes sense that the magical side of it held up the longest.
Yeah, Mojave just watching this rain of blood with the same energy as like a Midwestern dad watching the thunderstorm roll in. Anybody else who wants a cigarette, it's being offered. Like,
I don't think she's ever actually smoked. I think she did once. I think she
Oh no,
No.
thank you. Oxygen is the one thing I pretty much constantly need.
nod. Exhales a slow plume.
I'll back away.
Not being blown at you.
No, but just secondhand stinks. It smells so bad.
I think Morningstar curls up in a spot that maybe isn't covered in viscera, and she looks so sad. So many things wrong, and she doesn't know how they're going to fix it. Is anything happening to the material that like this stuff is landing on? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there any weird reactions?
The
Any?
whap. The whap.
I don't do
Like
all
some
roll
of it that-
perception.
I
Like,
hate
the
it
stuff
here,
that
bitch.
landed on, say, my pant leg.
Right, which is what I'm
Uh,
thinking about, and I hate it. No, I got a 3.
2, 3, 1.
Damn, brother.
In order.
In order. I'll just put it now here. Cloudy, you're real distracted by just the sudden wet on my leg. That's gross. Okay. Didn't need that. That's like stepping in a puddle. That's
hey,
gross.
Finn, can you like do something with it? Like just I know it's
Ew.
blood. I know you normally like taking,
Yeah,
and
Ew.
not paying
Finn-
attention
oh,
to
yeah.
what it might be doing.
Finn's trying to wash the blood off. Like, for a number 2,
Water gun.
Mojave,
That too.
you're doing the Midwest dad thing, but you're more looking up and kind of smoking and stuff. So you're like, fucking hell.
Watching a tornado go by like it's not a
It's
tornado.
Morning Star, you. I mean, you don't. None of the material seems to be busted, and you did numb everything. You're putting everything down, and you're just like, fucking hell, man. But I mean, you're watching the material. You're looking at the amphibious. Is it melting? Is the ground melting? No. Okay, we think we're okay now.
I guess I'm like, because of the BattleBot situation, she's like, I don't trust this blood.
I don't trust anything. Anxiety. With a 4. Nothing is happening to the metal, the ground, nothing. But And then you kind of look down. Really look. Takes you a minute. And realize some of these raindrops are just raindrops, you know? There's water, you see them hit the ground, they form into the puddles and drip. And then some of them bounce. And then wiggle. And you realize some of these raindrops are actually tiny bloodworms.
Thwap.
Oh, there's worms. There's worms. There's worms. There's worms.
Take-
There's worms.
She immediately yells, "Take your fucking pants off, let's go." And she just starts shoving people into the hatch because she doesn't want anyone to get bloodworms.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Take it off before it gets on your skin!
Oh god!
Oh, okay. You're projecting. Calm down.
What are you talking about?
I'll slide down the ladder with my pants on.
Oh my god, I
wrong
wasn't
with-
talking to you, you fucking... Yeah. She's literally like, it wasn't even... What? She's talking to Cloudy, who has the bloodworm on his pants. Take the pants off. Leave him here.
Who a shark is actively washing away.
Yeah, I'd say
and,
Finn-
potentially licking like a dog.
Yeah, your leg is clean. Finn did get it off, and it was not worms. It was just liquid.
Okay.
But Finn was able to remove it.
Jesus.
Although
Well, see,
Finn,
you scared
after
me.
the lick, he does sort of like, he hears worms and then just,
Vomits.
and just all of the water out of his system. But he does like that moment where it catches for a second like a cat, and it's
Yeah.
like the one time that Finn acts like a cat instead of a dog.
Yeah. High key, through all of this, the Midwestern dad energy has not faded. The tornado is coming in, and we are going to watch it till it gets here.
Just slide into the thing, close the hatch.
All right, is everyone going down?
Yes.
I mean, I certainly fucking hope so.
Yes.
If not,
I just said the Midwestern dad energy persists.
All right, so someone got to pick him up, or just leave him.
I've
I'm
done
gonna
it every
strangle
time
him.
so far.
I'm gonna strangle him.
I'll just throw him over my shoulder and he can smoke down the back of my pants. I guess I don't know.
He does have legs. You just have to.
Come on.
You
Come
don't
on.
have to physically pick him up.
That's too
You,
late.
you were yelled at. You were yelled at on.
It's too late. We're doing this. You're both Midwestern dad and fussy baby.
I'm just gonna slide in some little fun flavor here. You get picked up. You're like, oh, what the? But you drop the cigarette, and it just so happens to land on a bloodworm, and just as it does, you get a kill bloodworm.
Love that.
Yeah, that's the just the unexpected scoop, and just like, I can walk.
Slams the thing shut. Like, I will not dignify. Just
Then-
shut the thing.
Then why fucking don't you?
I will say,
Uh.
just in the spirit of the man's, you will eventually be able to convince him to go down. But you know that Jay makes that comment of, "But I'm okay, guys.
Yeah,
I'm in the
fucking-
troll suit."
If I could kick him down the stairs, I would. Like, I fucking...
He pulls his thumb and the windshield wipers come on.
God, help. Yeah, no, I'd bring him
Eventually,
down.
eventually he is convinced to go. He's like, okay.
I don't want you to get possessed by worms. What the fuck? Why is everyone fighting me about this? Like, I don't.
Maybe because this entirely started with take your pants off.
Because he had the bloodworms on his pants!
It was never stated to be a blood worm. It was just something wet. Something wet.
Oh,
hit his pant leg.
okay, that's true.
Ugh,
All right.
whatever.
Hey,
don't-
Fine. Be possessed by bloodworms. I don't care
I did
anymore. I
Imagine
fucking...
he was standing under a surface. He was not just out there like bathing in the blood rain. Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So
Well, whatever.
You
We're
all-
fucking not in the bloodworms. It is what it is.
you all decide to head into a makeshift storm shelter inside of the hallway. Close the lid. Everything is still lit in here. Obviously, the generator never turned off. So you're still in here. You're sitting calmly, hearing the rain from the outside. And that is where we're going to call it tonight. Thank you all for playing, and thank you all for watching. It has been a interesting day. The barrier broke down. Okay, take your pants off. That's going down in history. That was the greatest moment I have ever had. I'm happy. I'm just ecstatic. I don't know how to explain it. So,
Didn't we also say we were backing the van up to like into this area? We could have just gone to the van.
oh, absolutely. The van was right there.
Oh, I didn't know that we backed it
It
up in
is
there.
scary out
That's my
there.
bad.
You
No,
can't
at this
run from
point,
the house to
it's
the car and
funnier.
not get wet.
It is way more funny that you're now
Yeah.
inside the thing.
No, we're sheltering.
Well,
from
also-
the words in the tech mausoleum of the woman I murdered. I'm sure this is going to be fine.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
That will be decided if that changes later on. So,
Oh no, we made our choices. We're committing to it. It's canon.
all right, it's canon in
Everything
the
is
storm
fine.
shelter.
Everything
right.
is fine. Don't worry about it. The tech mausoleum is a wonderful place to shelter, and there will be no repercussions for this whatsoever.
Put
We all float down here.
your evil voice in the corner.
No, make me.
All right,
Slash me squirt gun.
the GM is scared. The GM is scared. Okay, the GM is officially scared. All right, let me get through this shit. Okay.
Hard hands.
Heart hands, I love you dearly. All right, so we are gonna go in order. All right, first things first, because I just want to do this. Just to remind everybody, Jason was here up until our break, and not only do we have to shout him out, we also have to shout out the most supportive member that is alongside him, is Noscavian's chair. We haven't shouted them out in a long time, and we always have to remember Noscavian's chair.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're gonna go in order from, you know what? Most likely player to have Midwestern dad energy.
Oh shit.
See if I can remember all my friends. Cloudburst, who are you and why do you exist?
Well, I mean, it really does depend. Most of the time on this channel, I'm Cloudburst.
So
But other times in other places of the internet, I'm Lord Radon.
it's fucking
And,
Georgia.
Whatever. All right, fine. I went southern and I fucking failed. Okay, so I am Lord Radon. I failed at accents apparently. And I
It's
also
a nice
exist to
southern
try.
accent, but
Fucking
Yes, it's a
tried.
lovely one.
Midwestern can hypothetically be Texas. Don't. Oh wait, no. I'm thinking it should be more Minnesotan, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should be Minnesotan.
Fucking Minnesotan, and I would never ever try to actually do that because I'm. It's too Canadian. It's too Canadian for me.
It's too close to Canada.
It's too
all right.
Canadian. Move on.
Move on, yeah. Rodon, you can find him on the internet. You can find him here. We love him dearly. Second best beard. No, I have to do this one because I have spent a Halloween watching the Midwestern Dad Energy come through. Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
hi. I exist to cause problems on purpose. To nobody's surprise, I mean, I'm from Ohio. Yeah, no, I stream over on my own channel, Daybreakathon, whatever I want, whenever I can. Most weekdays that aren't Wednesday. Today, I spent my time, half of the stream was me building a lovely little Sims secret hideaway for the Shadowrun cast because I'm obsessed. And then the other half of the stream was me setting a house on fire for no real reason. I don't
It's
know.
just you, Day. It's just
Yeah, there's a reason I have an arson emote. Anyway, when I'm not doing that, you can find me here doing this or other places where similar things happen, usually with similar people. I love my friends. I also do the character art for the characters who have art. My commissions are open if you'd like me to do some art for you as well. And I am a fantasy author who has written 2 and most of a third. The third one is on the way, books. That are available for purchase if you'd like to check them out. I highly recommend them. I worked very hard, and I'd like to think they're good.
Good books. Good books.
That's everything except my dog, hearing this spiel, has come over to say hello.
The puppy. All right, so now my choice is difficult, but I think I know the order I have to go in, if only because I'm pretty sure one of them would have too much scared Chihuahua energy in a tornado. So, Anxiety, who are you, and why do you exist?
Oh. How did you get in here, chat? When did you get here? I could have swore I told you to stay away. To mind your own business.
Go to jail!
I'm Slip
Just
of
started the
Clan.
voice thing. I'm so sorry.
I'm Slip of Clan Riz Ferocious, and you should mind your own business.
You're the bane of the GM's existence. Last but never least, Morningstar, who are you and why do you exist?
Hi guys. I don't have scared chihuahua energy in a tornado, but I certainly don't like tornadoes. They make me they do make me anxious, but in the like I don't fuck around kind of anxious. But I am all over the internet as the Risa Rave. You can find me here playing games with my friends. But you can also find me at Lanyap Gaming, where I both am player and ST. We are actively recording stuff, so keep your eyes peeled for when that's out and about. When we get closer to a date of actual release, I will let you all know, and then we'll go from there. Other than that, I sometimes do YouTube readings in like an ASMR style. Other times I do spicy content. So if you're into that sort of stuff, check out my links. You can find everything there.
And be respectful.
Oh yes, please do. Don't make me be mean. You know, don't do that. Just be nice.
Because if you make her be mean, I'm gonna pull a Midwestern Dad energy and watch that storm. Also, alright, so, hi, I have been your Cosmic GM, Softinomicon. Here in Tale of Horrors, I am second in command, doing Run the Flood here on Mondays. I also have two other games that, though they are in hiatus, we do have some of the episodes up on our YouTube, which are Return to Silence, which is Monster Hearts 2E, and Blood Price, which is Vampire the Masquerade, but specifically a Sabbat game. Both of which may have some familiar people to you if you are commonly here. Who knows? I will put my link and then TOH links so I don't forget. Me, personally, I also stream here on the Twitch. I have my own channel where I do video games, artwork, where I work on my commissions and such. Oh, hey, look at that. I have commissions open. I did the overlays and the little individual talking you see. If you like that, you like the overlays, you like the intro, and you want one for yourself, come message me. I will happily do it for you. With money, obviously.
For a price.
For a price. Always for a price. My brain stopped functioning. Patreon. There we go. If you like science monsters and coloring books, I have a coloring book called The Periodic Table of Monsters. For $3, you can get a page every month. There's like 12 pages up right now. Probably going to be a rewrite of one, but hey, the $3 gets you everything. Any redraw, any other thing. Everything. All for you. Yeah, I think I got it good. I think I got it well. My brain is running a mile a minute at this point. And it's absolutely not me trying to find something which I should have been finding. Oh, fuck it. Found a good one. Alright, we're going to go raiding on Rolling Nomads. They are playing Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Ooh.
Start that raid. But we cannot go until... Ooh. Cloudy, says the line.
Now that the cameras are coming off, Rissa, I might take you up on your offer.